me. Tell me how we went from trapping to rapping on BET. Last week I told investing to the Kansas City Chiefs. Golden rule to invest and make that money while you sleep. They say trap a perfect mixture of Warren Buffett and Meach. No more shoebox money, them portfolios elite. Golden rule to invest and make that money while you sleep. I'm gone.
What's good? What's good? What's good, family? It's your boy, Wallstreet Trappin, man. Welcome to another amazing episode of Trappin Tuesdays, man. All right, man, before we get started tonight, man, I just want to tell each and every one of y'all, thank y'all, because without y'all, man, there is no us. Without y'all, we don't have purpose. Without y'all, there is no Wallstreet Trapper. Without y'all, there is no Wallstreet looks like us now. Without y'all, the Freedom Center doesn't even have a purpose. Without y'all, I don't even have a purpose. So I just want y'all to know, thank y'all. We appreciate y'all for just watching us on your phones, watching us while you at work, watching us in your kitchen, watching us while you cooking, watching us while you driving Uber, Lyft, watching us while you doing DoorDash, just watching us in the bedroom, just watching us, listening to us while you're in your car. We just want to tell y'all that we appreciate y'all, man. And we got to start every show off letting y'all know that, because it's important that we let y'all know that y'all come first, man. And we appreciate that support, man. Let's go. All right, man, so I want to start this show off with something that I think gonna touch home. As I've been thinking about y'all this week, as I've been, I was in Disney World with my daughter, man, and my daughter said something to me that was real powerful, man. So powerful. And it made me think about y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, I think about y'all a lot, right? I know people today, we feel like everybody do everything for money. And I'll be honest with y'all, like, I really feel like, I remember telling my cousin this, and I remember telling Jose this, like, bro, like, I love this so much I wouldn't be able to die for it. And it's because the market did that much to me, right? Like, it wasn't, I want to learn how to trade because I want to make some money. It was like, no, I want to learn how to play this game so I don't die in the street. It's a different type of energy. It's a different type of emotional connection. It's a different type of reasoning, right? It wasn't, let me make some money because I want to quit my job. I'm going to be honest with you. I had a thrill being an iron worker, right? I'm not going to lie. Like, I used to enjoy being 400-500 feet in the air. I used to have fun doing it. I'm not going to lie. But I knew I didn't want to end my life doing that, because I was still doing that and I was still hustling. I would still take, I make $2,500 or $3,000. I would stack up to go get me another pack so I can still hustle and sell to the dudes on the job. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I ain't got to be on a trap no more, but I'm on a job site with 5,000 people. Somebody on here do something. The trapper was always in me. You know what I'm saying? And so learning the market was important for me, because this was the only thing at the time that felt just like I was still in the street. It felt like I was still on the block. It felt like I still had to go to the re-up, man. It felt like I still had to re-up. I still felt like I had to go to the connect. It still felt like I was flipping packs. It still felt like I was putting it on the scale. It still felt like I was still watching my back, but instead of it being the jackers, it was the short sellers. Instead of it being the robbers, it was the high leveraged, high frequency trading. It was, going between futures and all of these things, like buying a good company. It was, does this company have this stock dressed up the right way, but underneath it, they're selling me procaine? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this a real good company, or at the end of the day, they cooking the books? It was like, that's the thing that made me want to learn this game, because I said, this is legal dope dealing. This is the real trap right here. Right? And I say, why am I settling for being a street nigga when I can really be an investor? Why am I settling for being a gangster, claiming and repping my hood when I can rep my portfolio? Why? Why did I let them sell me on an idea that dying for New Orleans was worth that, instead of saying, no, let me live for my family. Let my daughter at the age of 1 have a portfolio. Let her at the age of 2 have a portfolio. At the age of 4, she picking her own stocks. Let me introduce her to legacy early instead of letting her being proud of my daddy died a gangster. Let me not let the people who I knew in the street say, man, your daddy was really a real one. Let that not be my story. So when I learned this game, I promise y'all, man, this game changed because I did it because I saw this as the way out. I saw this as the reason. And I don't know what the crazy reason was. I don't know why God wired me this way. But when I saw the market, I saw the streets. This ain't no BS. This ain't no, if you saw my first video on Earn Your Leisure, you can see that you can still smell a crack on me. I promise you, you can still smell a weed on me. I promise you, no lie. You can look at me. It's all in my face. The residue's still on me. I'm probably just finished playing with a scale. It was still on me. But the game was making more and more sense to me. I was like, yo, this really it. I remember telling my cousin, cuz, listen, I remember telling cuz this, and he was looking at, I said, boy, we can really save every street nigga in the world if we teach him this. I remember telling my cousin that. And he was foolish enough to believe me. In a good way, because he was like, damn, cuz, like, I can see it. That's what exposure do. Now, the problem with that whole situation was I thought like that, but I was still in the same environment that was conducive to a final outcome that I was used to. And I had already played out one part of it, prison. I had already played out another part of it, going back to jail, fighting for your life again. I already played one part of it, being shot in my leg, bullets going through here, coming out there, another one across here. I had already been through it. So I'm like, hey, there's only one thing left. There's only one thing left. Well, two things. They're either gonna give you some numbers that you can't get rid of, or you going to the grave. There's only two things you ain't done yet. You know, Jesus said, I done did everything in the A but hit chili. I done did everything in the street but go get a life sentence and get in the grave. And I don't want neither one of them. One of the realest issues with being a street dude is you can't really say that you scared to die. You gotta be like, I ain't scared to die. No, I don't want to die, fam. No, I don't want to do 50 years in prison, fam. I did 10. That was enough. That was enough. But somewhere along the journey in my mind, I told myself when I came home from prison, I could do another 10. I don't know why I thought like that. Because my environment had me wired and programmed to understand that was the only thing I was worthy of. It's the only thing I was worthy of. Financial trauma, I don't know if that's what it is, but it's some type of trauma because I ain't see myself in a different light. I only saw myself in the shadow that the streets painted me as. I only saw myself in that silhouette. It's the only silhouette I believed in. So if you ask me in 2017, if you ask me in 2018, if you ask me in 2016, if you ask me in 2015 about what, bro, I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna die a street nigga. That's who I am. It's what I do. And man, the way this market work, the way it changed, I did it not out of, I didn't do it because I wanted to quit my job. I did it because I said, oh, this remind me of the streets. That's it. And so I'm gonna just say this to everybody here. Like, everybody ain't come from the streets. Everybody got a different reason on why you want to get in the market. That's cool, but I want you to understand this. You got to get past your financial trauma. Here's what I'm about to tell you why. Because you trying to build wealth, but you won't hold on to the same scars. You won't build wealth. You won't be a millionaire, but you won't hold on to what it felt like to have insufficient funds in your account. You won't build wealth. You won't be a millionaire. You won't change your family's legacy, but you won't hold on what it felt like to live check to check, because you want the reason why you live check to check. You don't want to feel that no more, and that's why you won't make a million. But as long as you hold on to that thought, as long as you hold on to that idea, as long as you hold on to that image, you holding your bank account hostage. Because you can't be free if you're still holding on to the prison. Oh. You can't be free. You can't be free if you still remember what it was like to sit in the cell. Because even though I'm physically free, I'm mentally still incarcerated. So even though you physically working toward being a millionaire, you mentally still in poverty. The two can't exist together. All right. Let me back up a little bit. Because Trap, you tripping right now. How you come out the gate talking like that? I need you to warm it up a little bit. I need you to position me for where you going at. I need you to introduce me to this. You can't go straight into it like that. All right, so let's back up a little bit. Let's start over. All right, listen, I know you want to build wealth. I know the goal is to help your kids live a life that you ain't never lived. I know the goal is to help your mom and your family retire. But what I want you to understand is it is impossible to do something that you have never done before as long as you hold on to the scars that kept you where you were. Right, let me say that a little different for you, right? Right, it's impossible for you to become a millionaire. It's impossible for you to become financially free. Is the reason why you want to be financially free is so that you don't feel that again. You're holding on to the pain and trying to use the pain as a superpower, and they cannot coexist. You have to use freedom as the superpower, not the pain. You got to use freedom as a superpower. You got to say, the reason why I want to build wealth is because I want my children to see what possibilities exist. I want to live a life that I am deserving of. I want to be fruitful and abundant because it's my birthright, not because nobody never gave me. Not because I didn't have, not because I felt you holding on to the pain. And this is why you can't move forward, because wealth will require you to step out of your comfort zone and make investments and make that physical and mental commitment that you're not used to, because you're used to being anchored to the pain. And the pain gonna say, you know how much you can lose right here if you do that? The pain will say, hey, I'm gonna wait till everything get perfect before I make the investment. You can't make risk holding on to the pain, because the pain gonna hold you hostage. You can only take risks when you operate from a free perspective, because freedom has no bounds. Freedom has no limits. Freedom says I can go anywhere, be fruitful, and multiply. Freedom says everything I touch turn to gold. Freedom says I'm limitless. Freedom says I'm abundant. Freedom says if I lose it, I can get it right back. Freedom don't say if I lose it, I'm gonna have to work another 2 years to get it back. Freedom don't say it's gonna take me this many hours if I lose it, and if I miss this trade, and if this business deal go wrong, and if this real estate don't go right. You know how much time it took me to get that? You know how long it took for me to save to make that trade? Freedom don't say that. Freedom don't say that. Abundant mindset don't say that. Somebody who really active about it don't. Freedom say I'm all in and I'm free. I don't care what the cost is. Okay, how expensive it is, because it costs too much to be in bondage. How many opportunities do I miss? I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone today, and I said to her, man, listen. She said, man, why you moved to Atlanta? And I said, man, I ain't gonna lie. I'll never have nothing bad to say about Atlanta. I say, because it pushed me in a way that New Orleans never would have. And she was like, why? Explain that to me. I said, because in New Orleans, there was a cap on mentally what I saw. There was a cap on what I thought was possible. So I limited myself. But when I came to Atlanta, I saw limitless. I saw high rises. I saw Bentleys. I saw mansions. I saw black people my age, younger and older, all with success. Immediately, environment reshaped my reality. Immediately, environment reshaped my reality. I went to the club. I said, wow, there's no club in New Orleans like this. I went to a lounge. I said, wow, there's no lounge in New Orleans like this. I went to the mall. I said, wow, there's no mall in New Orleans like this. Now, I love my city because culturally, I feel like we will get that nowhere else. But the possibilities that I saw there, it was limited. And so when I got here, I was like, oh, I see why they call it what they call it. I see why so many black people flooding here. I get it. It's not that the opportunities, it's the possibilities. There's a difference. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't come for the opportunities. Oh, I came because of the possibilities. She said, I get it. I'm gonna say that again. I didn't come to Atlanta for the opportunities. I came for the possibilities because the possibilities were limited in New Orleans. I already knew. I'd already been to prison. I had already been shot. All of my homies are listen, I want you to understand something. If you look at your environment, it's a good chance you're gonna become, if you put a fish in the tank, it's only gonna grow as big as the tank. If you, watch this, if you raise an eagle around chickens, at some point, he gonna start thinking he can cluck. He gonna forget he can soar. He gonna forget he the baddest bird in the land. He gonna think he can cluck, and he gonna look at the other eagles and be like, hey, what them is? And the other chickens gonna say, why you looking up there? You just a chicken. That's an eagle. Eagle soar. You just a chicken. And so as a chicken, you do what chickens do. You believe what chickens believe. You only elevate. A chicken only can hop a couple inches off the ground. But most importantly, a chicken only eat trash. But an eagle, it soars. An eagle, it's an apex predator. So when I got here, I said, there's eagles here. There's eagles here. Eagles mean possibilities. It ain't no way he can't go at. It ain't no food source off limit. If you put a baby tiger behind, he gonna try to scoop it. Or a baby lion, whatever. Like the predators, the apex predators in the same environment with the eagle, they gotta watch their cubs because the eagle will snatch it. They gotta watch their animals because the eagle will snatch it. That's how bad it is. That's how dope he is. That's how gangster he is. So I came and I saw other eagles. I said, this eagle country. This eagle country. Bet. Got it. So when I went back to New Orleans, I couldn't see the world the same no more. I couldn't see it no more. I was like, And my environment held me hostage. Now, I'm not saying this for nobody in New Orleans. Like, I love my city to death. But I realized in my mind, with trading, with investing, business, to grow where I want to grow at, I got to change my environment. But also when you change your environment, you also got to change some of the habits. And so I'm just telling you that moving from where you got to go at, that ain't just one thing. The second thing is you got to change the behavioral pattern. I didn't come to Atlanta wanting to be a gangster. I didn't come to Atlanta trying to prove nobody that I was a shooter. I didn't come to Atlanta trying to show nobody that I came to Atlanta like, hey, I socks. Business. God and money. Let me get a suit. I ride my little Bentley, I'm cool, I ain't tripping. But I ain't come here trying to prove. I didn't try to go to the Bluff. I didn't try to go to Zoo Atlanta. I didn't try to go East Side and lay my law down. Why? I'm from New Orleans, fam. Whatever y'all got going on, that's cool. Put me out, high-rise me. High-rise me, fam. Yeah, Midtown, high-rise. Never seen it before. 23rd floor, I love it. I love it. Yes, sir. I love it. This is good. So what I'm just saying is, like, things start changing. And when you change the environment, you change the mentality. When you change the mentality, you see the possibilities. When you see the possibilities, you walk into the opportunities like they're yours already. And so now you start looking at the money like, that's already mine. It's already mine. It's for me already. Nobody can't take it from me. And that's the financial trauma. The financial trauma is when you don't even acknowledge the greatness in you because you held captive to your financial limitations. You held captive to the bruises and the burns that you've been through in the past so you can embrace the healing that's in your future. You can't embrace the abundance. You can't embrace the million. Yeah, you saying you want $1 million, but your actions show you don't want it. You scared of the million if I'm being real with you. Because it puts you in an uncomfortable place. Because when you get the million, the first thing you say to yourself is, I don't want to lose it. I think you missed it. I said when you get the million, the first thing you say to yourself is, I don't want to lose it. When somebody who understands that is more where that come from, say, I'm willing to put it all on the line to get another one. Okay, let me talk about myself for a second. Because I don't want you to think that it's just you. Practicality, I made my first $1 million sleeping on my gray iron sofa. And after I made it, I promised I was scared to go outside because I thought everybody in New Orleans knew I had made $1 million. Nobody could see my account. Nobody could know, but I'm just telling you, you make your first $1 million, you walk around a little bit different. And so if you walk around in darkness and you made $1 million, you're gonna look like sunshine. And so people gonna start seeing the white in your eyes is a little different. The smile on your face is a little different. The pep in your step is a little different. I don't know what it is, but something different about you. And I knew it in my heart. So when I made the second one, I made a decision. I said, I gotta go because I'm too paranoid down here now. Love my city to death. Go back every time I get a chance. New Orleans to the bone. But there's a part of me that understood in order for me to step into something different, in order for me to evolve, I needed to leave so I could come back and save. I'm gonna say it again. In order for me to evolve, in order for me to step into the thing that I knew was pulling me, the thing that had the gravitational pull on me, I had to leave so that I can come back and save. Sometimes you gotta knock the drowning person out so you can save them. Sometimes you gotta go get a boat, and sometimes you gotta let them drown so they don't kill you and them. Because when a person drowns, they're not dead on the spot. You still have an ample amount of time to get the water out their lungs. They're not dead in the moment. If you can get them back on sea, get them back in the boat, and get that water out their lungs, you can actually bring them back to life. And sometimes that's the easiest thing to do. It may be harsh, but it's real. And I just want you to understand that that's you. You're gonna have to let some people drown so you can come back and save them, so you can heal your financial trauma. Because if your trauma not healed, then their trauma becomes contagious and y'all start trauma bonding. It's your boy, the Wallstreet Trappin, episode 188, Jose. 188. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Let's go!
Like travel to Disney and stuff more often. The boy came out yelling. You better make sure you...
This guy said travel to Disney a little bit more. Get him, y'all.
Man, that joke was fire. That's what we doing already? That's how we starting? That's how we starting? Okay.
That's how we starting.
Have about to run through a wall in this.
That's how we.
How was the weekend, yo?
Hey, Jose. I brought my pen, dog.
Let's go. Y'all give it up. Everybody clap.
Come on.
You know what I'm
You gotta be.
What we doing?
That's from New Orleans, dog. You don't know about that.
I don't. I thought you was about to say, come on down.
Nah, man. Shout out for the super chat. I see you, Nat. Thank you, Queen. Darren Green, appreciate the super chat. Thank you, family.
How was the
appreciate
weekend?
Y'all tons and tons and tons and tons.
Are you reading the chat right now?
I'm reading the chat.
How was your weekend, man?
Oh, man, my weekend was good, bro. Had a good weekend, man. Took my daughter to Disney. I realized that, you know, my daughter told me something that was really good, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as a father is probably one of the dopest things that a kid could ever say to you. She said, I said, what was your greatest, what was your best part of the day? And she was just like, man, Dad, I ain't gonna lie. Just coming out here, spending time with you, and being able to just go to Disney on a random day, just showed me how blessed I am. Bruh, that was...
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it, bruh. That was it.
That's the heart hands right there.
That was it, bro. That was the thing that truly, like, set my weekend off. That was the thing that made me feel just, I don't even know if I can wrap words around it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then, we just vibed out, man. We just vibed out and had a good time at Disney World, bro. And I'm just watching how grown she is now. Like, she putting these baby bangs in her hair, and I'm just like telling her that don't look cool, but she like, I don't know what the hell I'm talking. She like, Daddy, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, all right, bet. All right, I love the dialogue that we have. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But it do make me know that I want some more, though.
Oh.
Yeah, I need like 2 more, man.
Oh.
I need like 2 more.
You got 2 more, and I'm closing up shop.
Yeah, I ain't never closing shop. I want 2 more, bro. I want 2 more, dog.
Okay.
I want 2 more, dog. Because I know that, one of the reasons that people don't have a lot of kids is because they understand the financial burden that comes with kids. Kids are not cheap, and they're only going to get more expensive as we go.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Right? They're only going to get more expensive. I'm blessed to be in a situation where I can afford to have a couple more. So I pray that God bless me with 2 more, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I pray that God bless me with 2 more, man.
I see you was getting your steps in also out there. Hey, ain't no joke at Disney, Universal,
14,000 steps, bro.
Bruh, you gotta have some good walking shoes.
14,000 steps in Disney, bro. Yeah. I said, unbelievable.
Y'all had the fast pass there, or y'all was in line?
Oh, we fast pass. But okay. They limited the fast pass for the Easter holidays. You could only do 3 rides.
Oh yeah, they playing.
So they were playing all kind of crackhead games.
They playing.
So but I want to go back. I want to go back on a Dolo trip because my daughter didn't want to get on the Tron ride, the motorbike ride. So it's the motorbike they got set as a roller coaster. She saw that and was like, nope.
Nah.
Nah, Dad. And part of me I was mad with her for about 5 seconds. I'm gonna keep it real. I gotta keep it a buck. If I keep it,
because it was just y'all two. She couldn't stay with the auntie.
Yeah, I can't leave it. Right. So, but she, in her defense, she told me from jump I ain't doing it. Right.
Yeah,
so
she told you at the hotel.
So we got the rides planned out. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, I bet. I'm like, look, we're gonna hit the 3 rides. I got them planned out. They separated. We're gonna do some other rides. She's like, all right, cool. So we knocked out the first ride, which was the Speedway. She liked the Speedway because she like, I'm gonna drive. For some reason, she thinks she could drive, but that ain't work out how she thought it was gonna work out. All right, so she driving. All right, so we do that. Then the next thing we do was, Space Mountain. She like, yep, it's dark. She like, I like it, cool. I'm like, all right, look, our next ride ain't till 3.
Let's see about
I'm like, man, let's go hit the Tron. So she like, all right, let's go, daddy. So we walk in and she see the and the people on the motorbike. So she used to people sitting like this or being in the thing, but she see the people like leaned up.
She's like, nah.
Hey, she see the people leaned up, and then she see that thing hit it's like sideways. So they like sideways, and then she just hit the people hollering, ah! And she see people with their hands, she was like, Dad, I ain't gonna get on that. I said, man, you tripping, man. Come on, man. Like, I'm talking, I'm like, that's me.
Right.
I'm like, man, you tripping, man. Come on, man, we gonna get on the ride, man. You tripping. She like,
I ain't mad at her.
So she looking at me, she like, you could go. I said, man, come on, man, we gonna get on the ride. So she like, all right. I'm telling you I ain't getting on that, man.
You know where she get that from.
Oh, shit. Boy, I'm looking at myself, boy. I'm looking dead at myself, boy. Listen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, come on, man. You tripping. This is my exact word to her. Man, come on, man, you tripping, man. We gonna get on the ride, man. Look at them little churn in the line. You just got off Space Mountain.
Look at the churn in the line. Look at them.
You just got off Space Mountain. This thing was dark and it was, come on, you tripping. I'm on side you, man. You tripping. Come on, let's go. So we in the line. So she like not paying me no attention. She like on her game now. This when you know she real when we in Disney World and she done.
Right. He really
like,
think
this
we
nigga tripping.
He really think we getting on this joint.
This
Okay,
nigga
back.
Tripping. So we get in the line and like the line is like 50 minutes. So she says, so we in the line like 15 minutes. She look at me and I know it's kind of, I'm trying to like ease her into it, but the most she hear the people screaming, ah! And then you can hear it like,
yeah.
She looked at me and she said, Dad, you know I'm not getting on it, right? And I looked at her. I ain't gonna lie, I was pissed off, dog.
Yeah.
I wanted to get on that shit, you hear me? She was like, she said, Dad, you know I'm not, bro, and I said, I'm looking at myself, my nigga.
Yeah.
She was like, Dad, you know I'm not getting on that, right? I'm like, you wanna get out of line? She was like, yep.
Yep. The exit right there. She already knew all the exits at.
I said, you wanna get out of line? She was like, yeah, I do. I said, well, come on in.
I was waiting for you to catch up.
I got an attitude, I ain't gonna lie. I'm pissed off. I wanna get on the ride. So she like, yeah. So we had this awkward moment for like 30 seconds, but we just not talking.
Then she gave you the silent treatment. Oh, man.
We got like 30 seconds. We got like no lie. We had like a 30-second like walk where I was like, I can't believe this shit. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm keeping it 100.
I ain't mad at
I'm like, and I can tell in her mind, she was like, nigga, that's on you.
Right, I said it. I said it from jump.
I told you I wasn't going. You the one that decided to waste 20 minutes getting in the line. Nigga, I told you when you pointed it out that I ain't want to go.
Right.
What made you think you can talk me into it? Nigga, I'm your child.
Right.
No means no, nigga.
No means
what
no.
What you got going on? So for like 30 seconds, we don't talk, and then she hit me with the, Dad, I want a pretzel. And I think her saying that, because I had a pretzel, and she's so smooth. So we had a pretzel earlier. It was the hot pretzel. You dip it in it. That pretzel, and then we're going to get on this next. But that pretzel was so goddamn good. And so she was like, Dad, let's get a pretzel. And that was her icebreaker with me. Yep. And I was like, all right, come on, let's go. You hungry? And I was done. I was like, all right, come on, let's go. So we get the pretzel, we eat, and it was all good, bro. And so, but I ain't gonna lie, for like 30 seconds, I ain't gonna lie, I was pissed off.
Yeah.
I wanted to get on the ride.
So you gonna go back solo to Disney.
100%.
To Disney.
For 30 seconds, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. 30 seconds out of 5 days, I was pissed off at my child. Because she didn't want to get on that damn Tron ride. I was pissed off, cuz. I wanted to get on, and like, I kept hearing the people, and I kept looking at it like,
Yep.
damn, I'm like, you really not gonna go on a ride? She was like, I don't wanna get on that, Dad. I'm like, all right. So, other than that, man, we had a damn good, she's my child. She knows, she was like, Dad, let's get a pretzel. Like, we not about to be out here and you gonna be mad about no damn ride. Let's go get a pretzel.
Right.
We got the pretzel and we dipping the cheese in with each other. We on to the next thing.
On to the next drink.
She's my child. She is my child through and through, my nigga. Like, we gonna break the ice. That's one thing we gonna do. We gonna break, we ain't about to mess up this time because you won't be mad.
Right.
You wanna get a pretzel? Get a pretzel, nigga?
Dip it.
That you gonna pay for.
Right. You go.
Of course I do, Stank. Let's go get a goddamn hot pretzel.
Swap the card.
And we gonna, so, real good, man. Real good. I want to say this too, man. For all the entrepreneurs, man, I'm going to say this. Somebody say, but she told you no, and no means no. Let me tell you how that's so good. Because I always tell my daughter, no is a complete sentence. That's what I love about it. I always tell my daughter this. Don't let nobody peer pressure you. I don't care who it is. Don't never let, if once you say no about something, that's a done. And bro, I'm not gonna lie, it took me about 2 years to get her comfortable with saying no. Bro, when I first told her that, bro, she was crying. She was like, I don't want to say no, Daddy. I was like, you say no. You say it. It's a complete sentence. You don't gotta explain it. I say, because if somebody love you and you say no, they not gonna use, but I didn't do that though. Like, but if you love me and I ain't do that, I was like, you don't want to get on? She was like, nope. I was like, damn. I ain't try to like persuade her. Because people not supposed to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I always tell her, I'm like, yo, if you say no, it's no. Like, there's a reason why you saying no. And I say, if you got friends, if you got cousins, I say, people will always try to manipulate you to do some bullshit.
Yep.
You dig? So if you say no, don't let them use if you my cousin, if you my friend, if you really love me. I say, your response when they tell you that is, if you love me, once I say no, that'll be a done. And I will go through that with her. What do you do when somebody you love say, you say no and somebody you love say this? She say, well, I stay no. I say, if you my friend, if you really love me, don't do this. So, bruh, like, I was so, like, good on her no. Mm-hmm. I was frustrated, but I didn't get into the manipulative mode.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. Like I said, 30 seconds later, she was like, you want a pretzel? I was like, say, let's get a pretzel then. You know what I'm saying?
Proud.
I was good with it, bro. Like, I was like, damn, like, that's some good shit. Like, that made me feel comfortable in, you know what I'm saying? So somebody saying that, like, I drilled that from probably she's 10 now, probably since age 5 or 6. Because I tell her people are manipulative. People are manipulative, and I say, you gotta always remember that people gonna always do what they feel is best for them. And you gotta be willing to say, that don't work for me. Yep. And stand on it. And so I was proud of her. I was proud of her for that. And so maybe that's her thing in the world. Like, all right, I told you no. You want to get a pretzel? Like, maybe she tell people that, I don't want no pretzel. No is my answer. So I was good with that. Second of all, let me say this, bro. If you're an entrepreneur, I went to Disney, bro, and I'm going to be real with you. I looked at Disney this time from a different perspective. Mm-hmm. Listen here, man. Jose, why these people got green?
That's the memberships.
That's the memberships?
Yeah,
come on, I see the greens in the, come on. What
Shout
you
out
get
to
a
all the
membership people, Jose?
members.
What you get a membership people?
They get exclusive content. They get they get some of the keynotes. They get early access to some of the reels.
They get keynotes, early access.
To the reels.
We got to give them something else if they're YouTube.
We're going to work on that. We got a new show coming out. We're working on right now as we speaking. Well,
what you doing?
Well, no, we don't. Y'all ain't hear that.
But I think if you're an entrepreneur, I think that I think as an entrepreneur, you need to go to Disney on GP. I think you need to go to Disney, and I think you need to study the entire walkthrough, from booking it, calling a customer service, getting off the plane, getting to the hotel, getting your room. Like, I need you to.
Did you stay on the Disney resort?
I stayed on the resort on purpose.
Oh.
I stayed on the resort. I got on the monorails. Bro, I, as a CEO, you 100% need to go to Disney. As a founder, CEO, whatever you're gonna call yourself, visionary, because what you gonna learn is this. There's a system to everything. Nothing is without system. And I'm talking about to the point where I'm like, I'm with my daughter, but she had to snap me out of certain things sometimes. Because we'll be doing stuff and I'll be like, all right, Sting, I got you. But I'm so paying attention to, if this happened, what does that person do? Damn. Like, you see the parade come, then as soon as the parade come, at the end of the parade, you see people say, okay, y'all can cross, and then right behind that, you see the people come and clean up, which tells you Disney is never dirty. Millions and millions of people, it's never dirty. I'm watching as we getting on the cars. We get on the cars, there's like 7 people, and it's like, hey, I remember, George, you know, you was a crane operator, so you waited on me to flag you to tell you what was going on. There's like 7 different flaggers that hand off. And we just on the cars, like, hold, and you'll see them doing this. And I know because I was a rigger, I understand this some type of flagging system. You know what I'm saying? It's not for me to see, it's for the next flagger to see what's going on. And so it would pass it on. And then it would pass it on. And then it would tell you to go. And I was like, damn, this is so good. I'm just watching it. I'm like, damn, this
I bet you didn't peep there ain't no mosquitoes or no flies either.
You let me get to it.
Yeah.
There's no mosquitoes, no flies, no ants. In
Disney.
In
Once
Florida.
You get to Disney. Oh, yeah, then some parts of, but yeah.
In Florida. No mosquitoes, bro. No flies, no ants. And you got to realize that's sweets everywhere. Children dropping stuff on GP, dropping ice cream. Bro, it's so clean. And watch this. Even though it's hot out there, it's actually, they have like a little breeze. There's hidden fans that you don't see. So I'm checking I'm like, yo, this is so systematized. And so then I get into my brain and say, all right, I got to go look at the Disney balance sheet. I got to go look at it because you got to remember, that's not one CFO. There has to have there's so many layers of financials going on right there. Because you got to think about it. There's the resort. There's 2 resorts connected to the park. But then there's 2 other hotels that the monorail goes to. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, they probably partner with this hotel, that hotel, monorail system. But not only do there's a monorail system, there's the boat system where you catch the boats. Then there's the outhouses on. I'm like, bruh, I'm just looking at so many systems that's in play. And I look back at myself and say, yeah, we got work to do. So much work to do. Because in order to get to 100 million, you need 100 million worth of systems. The handoffs have to be clean. Like the hotels got to be you got to think the hotels got to hand off to here. What are we doing hotels? What are we doing merch? What are we doing What are we doing popcorn? What are we doing suckers? What are we doing freeze pops? How many fast passes did we sell? How many premium fast passes did we sell? How many regular entrances did we sell? How many yearly memberships did we sell? How much ice cream did we sell Monday? How much ice cream did we sell Friday? What was the busiest day of the week? What was the busiest day of the month? What ads worked? What ads didn't work? Like, I'm like, oh, I got it. The upsell after. Hey, soon as I left, when you want to revisit? Soon as I left.
I got a text and an email.
I called the lady on the phone to book my thing. Look what she does me. And I said, I didn't tell that to you, Bernard. Did I tell that to you, Bernard? Wasn't I telling you about when I booked it on the call? Bro, I called it. I know we're going to get into the show, y'all. Just give me a second, because this is a business perspective. So this is how I wound up going to Disney. I say, Stank, what you want to do for spring break? And she was just like, man, I wonder if Disney got some more rides. I'm like, shit, let's go see. She was like, all right, let's go see then. First of all, thank God.
Bruh.
You're going to thank God for that.
Right.
Being able to do that randomly, because people plan for years to go to Disney.
Exactly.
So let me just be
like
thankful
going to
for
the
that.
mall.
And then to stay on the freaking resort in spring break. So watch this. So I'm having a problem online. For whatever reason, I don't know why I was having a problem. So I called a lady and I said, hey, because the place didn't have no rooms. We stayed at the Polynesian Village. That's the one that's on the resort, right? So I said, listen, I'm trying to get a 2-day stay. I'm coming in Friday, I'm leaving Sunday. 2 nights, 3 days, 2 nights. She said, okay, cool, no problem. I say, but I don't really see no room. Do you have some room? She said, yeah, we do have a room. She said, but here's the problem. We only have, so she said, tell me your name. So I give her my name. So here's the first system. What is your name? My name is Leon Howard. Cool, have you stayed before? Yes, I have. Give me your email. I get the email. Boom, hey, Mr. Howard. Immediately, my profile comes up. Can you give me a phone number to match this? Give it a phone number. Now, this is making sure I'm talking to who I say I'm talking to. So now this profile, I now know exactly who I'm talking to, what kind of spender he is, everything he's purchased. I'm in the Disney app. They got everything on me. The lady says, what can I do for you, Mr. Howard? I say, so yeah, I'm trying to get a room, but I'm having a problem. She said, no problem. Watch this. Are you coming with your daughter, Leah?
Got him. Got him.
I said, what? But I look in the Disney app and I realize, when I first came with Leah, she was 3. The other 4 times, I've brung Leah with me. They see that. Who are you to this? Daughter. Hey, are you bringing Leah with you this time? I said, oh my God. I said, why, yes, I am.
Now that you mentioned it.
Since you mentioned it. She said, you coming for spring break? Oh, that's so amazing. She's such a blessed little girl. This is the customer experience here. This is the customer experience right here. I say, yeah, just now, what other way to make a parent feel great than saying she's such a blessed little girl? What does that do to you? Well, you know what? She is blessed. You know what? As a parent, I just try to make sure that.
Why, thank you.
Why, thank you. So now I'm open. So she says, now here's the problem. She said, now we got this room for the first night, but it's booked for the second night. So we can do one or two things. We can get you in another hotel on a resort, or, watch this, we can get you the presidential suite, which you've booked before.
Got him. Got him.
My profile sitting right in her face. They probably got another room.
Right. She know option 1 wasn't even, that was just.
But let's just go for the upsell anyway. And I didn't even book it at that hotel, but I booked, when we went to California, I booked the presidential suite for my daughter because I brung my little cousin.
Yep.
The room was $6,000 a night. Some elaborate room. This room was humongous. Had a pool in it, a jacuzzi in the room. It was fire.
Crazy.
But because that's on my profile, let's go for the upsell.
Let's go.
Why not? I say, you know what? Why not? I'm blessed. The same blessed you told me I was in the first sentence.
I got favor.
Got favor. It's abundant. So she said, okay, so here's what we'll do. Both rooms are booked on separate nights. So we'll book you once you come in Friday, you'll stay here. And then Saturday, what's your plans for Saturday? I said, well, we gonna go to Disney. We see that you normally get the fast pass. Would you like to get that again?
I can get that right here.
The upsells ain't stopping. The upsells not stopping. And guess what? I'm buying them.
Right.
I said, of course.
You know I need the fast pass.
If I'm gonna book the presidential suite, I might as well get the fast pass.
It's only right.
So I said, of course, give me the fast pass. She said, okay, cool. And so she says, okay, well, not a problem. Well, we'll book you for the fast pass. We'll book you for the presidential suite. So here's what she'll do. All day Saturday, what we'll do is, what time you want to go to Disney for? We have the before 7, we have the after 2. I said, we'll probably leave about 12 o'clock that we can get up, I can work out. She said, okay, cool, here's what you do. I'm gonna put a note in. So once you come in and register and get your room, all you'll have to do is bring your luggage downstairs. That way, because somebody else is coming in the room. So once you check out Saturday morning, you just bring your luggage downstairs, and by the time you come back from Disney, we'll have your luggage in your presidential suite, and all you gotta do is pick up the key. You don't have to bring no luggage, you don't have to do anything. You just do that. I say, not a problem. She say, nah, let me ask you a question. We do have another day. I said,
Rebecca, you know what? I'm gonna just
Come on, Susan. You got me for the presidential suite one day. You ain't getting 10 bands out of me for the. You got 5 out, man. Let's go. But, bro, it was so smooth, the transition. So when I get there, bro, it just went like clockwork. I was just like, bro, this is, I called Bernard so fast. I said, bro, we got work to do. We got work to do, bro. We got so much work to do. So much, bro. So I'm just telling every entrepreneur, go study that Disney system. It's immaculate. And when I say immaculate, it's immaculate. It's immaculate, bro. And it just was phenomenal, bro. The whole, when I say, and you walk around Disney, you don't see not one person mad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's a sin to be mad in Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Asking you what you're doing, how you doing, hello, they waving. You just got to have, I don't know what you got to have going on to be pissed off at Disney, but even the lines don't piss you off. You been in line like, oh man, it's a little long line, but playing on your phone, you watching people do stuff, you ain't really mad. You're like, all right, I'm gonna be here for an hour. So, bro, I just tell every entrepreneur, bro, like, go study Disney. And know that that didn't happen overnight. It happened time after time after rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It's to the point where you get on a ride, like we did this jungle ride, bro, like just the way people, you know, the jokes be corny, but the goal is to make people feel like this is the happiest place on earth, bro. Phenomenal, bro. Phenomenal. Anyway, I just wanted to say that, bro, like the system that they have at Disney, and the reason why it's so phenomenal, because you talking about, somebody Google it, how many people go through Walt Magic Kingdom per day, right? Like, and you gotta remember, there's Magic Kingdom, there's Animal Kingdom, there's, right? There's probably at least 60,000 people per day. How many? 35,000 people each day. Now think about what kind of system you gotta have in place to handle 35,000 people per day, 7 days a week. That's a hell of a system. That's a system that identifies where are the constraints at. Also, where are my customers unhappy at? How do we fix the unhappy customers? Because the good customers are gonna keep coming back. It's the unhappy customers that I gotta win back. Now, my only problem with them is Ain't shit healthy in Disney. Nigga. That's the worst I ate in the last year.
And it's expensive. Disney
What?
bucks. Did you have the Disney bucks? Or you spent?
Man, I had it. Man, I ain't eat that much ice cream. Fries.
You just happy all your inhibitions are thrown out the window.
Bruh, pretzels. Milkshakes. We just snatching and grabbing. No, Dad, I don't want that. Come on, get it. I gotta eat with you because I want you to go out. So yeah, they need to work on that. If anything, they can work on. If anything, you need a salad.
A healthy option or something.
You need a baked chicken. Some shrimps, maybe. The corn dog. Everybody don't want corn dogs.
Yeah, nah.
Corn dogs, hot dogs, hamburgers. Everybody don't want that. Dasani, at least give us some Fiji water. I don't want to drink toilet water, bro. That's Dasani. I'm going to do better. Just drink. Give me a Sprite. Give me a Powerade. Just give me a Powerade. I'm not drinking no damn Dasani water, man. Give me a Sprite. I'm going to just drink what is called carbonated. I ain't drink that much Powerade and Sprite in my life. I refuse to drink a Dasani water, bro. No, I refuse. Man, that's the worst water on the planet, bro. I refuse to drink that Dasani water. I refuse to drink that damn Dasani water. And them turkey legs is too goddamn big.
Oh, yeah.
Them turkey legs, I don't feel comfortable.
That's for the family.
That's massive. Yeah. I don't feel comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable.
I'm with you.
It was too huge. Yeah. Something about that ain't right. Something.
Right, what kind of turkey that came off?
Yeah, I've never seen a turkey that had them kind of thighs. I'm all right. So they need to work on that. We need healthier options. All right, let's get into it, man. Enough of that. My bad, y'all. Let's talk to our people, man. Listen, my bad, y'all. Successfully inevitable. What's up, man? Lil London, what's good? Pullback Queen. I see you, family. Platinum Prophetess. I see you. Transcendent Love, my girl, Ned. What's up, baby? Chopper Fellas, I see you. Nate Higgins, I see you. Uncle T, what's good, brother? Black Phoenix, I see you. Prudent Mom, I see you. Mr. Swag, I see you. Shazam X, I see you. Jermaine Cobbins, I see you. Cheesy Bread, I see you. Stage 2 Trade, I see you. Hey, first gen millionaire, what's up, bro? Hey, you got some nice pistols on your page, cuz. I saw that gun he reposted something on Instagram. I saw the pistol with the lime green tag on it. Hey, I like that, cuz. Larry Morgan, I see you. Square Biz, I see you. Big Tate, I see you. Tori Simmons, I see you. Thavion, I see you. Jalen Smith, I see you. Paul Bricks, I see you. Hosea, I see you. Charla, I see you. Atlanta Real Estate, I see you. Carolina Blue, I see you. Max B, I see you. Mr. VIP, I see you. And I'm gonna end right there because we got a lot to talk about tonight, and I've been on this for too long. 8 o'clock, 1 hour. So I see y'all. I love y'all. I see y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. Let's get into it, man. I don't want to stay there too long because I don't want. Y'all know Jose gonna make me be there all night. He be like, get the content. But nah, I don't want that. All right, let's get it. Let's say the mantra. Get that mantra going. Let's get that mantra going. All right, man. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I'm confident in my ability to make great investments. The stock market is a machine that prints money, and I'm more than capable of operating this machine. Not only will I free myself, but my family will eat for a lifetime based on the information I apply today. I'm a money maker and a wealth builder. Today, I break all the chains that anchor me to that poverty mindset. My ancestors will smile now because I've turned our last name into an asset. My family's purchasing power will increase indefinitely. Today, I make the declaration that no longer will I be a slave to money. No longer will a generation behind me inherit lack. No longer will I submit to selling my time for money. I am a first-generation millionaire. I am an architect of my family's legacy. I am a certified Wall Street trapper, and Wall Street looks like us now. Let's go, baby. I love it. 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 I love it.
Get started. I ain't do Disney, but I did go to the Golden Girls kitchen.
I saw that.
You know that's one of my favorite shows.
Thank you for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
I think that's one of the hardest theme songs ever.
Yeah. Every time I see a plane going through the sun, I be thinking about that.
I think that's one of the hardest. I think that's one of the hardest theme songs ever, dog.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, dog. Anyway.
Back to the charts.
Trap on the charts, man. Let's get Trap on the charts. Let me say something. So let me say something right quick. Let me say something right. I gotta say this. So over the last couple of weeks, I have been saying to the squad, hey, let's sit on the side. Right? We don't gotta do nothing crazy. And then I know last week, we made 5 plays last week. And I know people was like, man, I don't know, Trap. And I said, hey, let's put some leaps in right quick. And I led with this. I said, I can almost feel the sentiment changing. Right? If you're in a Patreon, you know I said that. I said, hey, I can feel the sentiment changing in the market. And last week we got into the market and we went in. We put four plays in, I think. And then today we put a play in on live. And I'm gonna walk y'all through that play. I'm gonna walk y'all through what I saw. But I just wanna say this. I'm not saying that, I don't got no crystal ball. I don't have that. But there is a time where you got to be cool with sitting on the side. And then I told y'all there's 3 levels to getting in the market. And I wrote something down. I wrote this down that I want y'all to pay attention to. There's 3 stages of control. The first stage is early strength. The second stage is intermediate strength. And the third stage is true buyer control. The fourth stage is overbought. So there's 4 stages, right? And I'm gonna make sure I forgot to write that stage. Now, in saying that, let me say this. The first stage is the stage where you see sentiment changing. And so how do you know sentiment is changing a little? You know sentiment is changing a little when the things that used to affect the market doesn't affect it as such. Now watch this. Watch what we gonna do here. And I'm gonna talk about something. The first stage is where you start making entry positions. That's what we did last week. We stretched them out. And then we made 3 entry positions and we made 1 swing trade, which was GEV. And then today we made another play that I'm gonna show y'all. The early control is you sense that the market is shifting. And I like to use this analogy. Let me stand up so my cameras can see me stand up because I'm gonna stand up. I don't wanna catch y'all off guard. So early stages is this. When you start realizing that the market doesn't respond to the same news the same way it did. And so this is what made me take our position last week too. There was an idea when Trump got in the market and he talked about bombing Iran and the markets didn't sell off. The war talk had started changing, but also we understood a couple things was happening. We understood that this is why it's important for you to go look at what a market is, right? Again, I am no way, shape, form, or fashion saying that I got a crystal ball. no hate to my dog Ian. I'm not saying nothing about him. I'm not saying nothing about no other trader. What I'm saying is me, Wall Street Trapper, I'm okay with sitting on the side until I can sense. What you looking at, cuz? Oh, until I can, you can't do that. You gotta let me know something. I start reaching. Like,
Rich, what you doing, cuz?
what you doing, cuz? I start reaching. It's under here.
That's why that time I ain't want to wake you up when you was asleep
I
at
make
the
sure
house.
you see something nice in there. They in here. Cold red. The enemy's here. Get them chains off your door.
Talk to me, cuz.
You gotta let me know, cuz. You gotta say, hey, I'm coming get the thing off the stage. That way I can know what the hell. I got a little residue there.
A little bit of trauma.
Come
Just a
on.
little bit.
We just talked about financial drama. It's still here. You can't just creep up on it. You creeping, I'm a creep. Shit, what you see, my dog? I'm thinking you done got the call from Zoe that, hey, the nigga done snuck through the back door. Shut the show down.
Yo. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Come on, bro. Y'all act like y'all don't know me. God damn. God damn. Come on, man. Shit. Let me regain my composure. Nigga just creeping up right there. You ain't gonna tell me. I'm like, what's up? Cause you like, you gotta say something, nigga. You gotta say something, nigga. What you doing, cuz? He tripping. He tripping. You gotta, hey, we good, cuz. Put up a sign. I'm coming pick up the pick off the, move the book sack, Trap. You gotta say something, nigga. Speak. Nigga, let me know what you about to do. You fucking tripping. Come on, man. You know better. You done hit shit with me. You already know. Nigga act like he ain't been on a caper with me before. He tripping. You know I'm the lead man. Nigga, I'm in that bit first. Nigga, come on. This nigga, he tripping. God damn. Anyway, so let me get back to what we talking about, man. So, I'm not saying that, you know, I've said this for the last 5 or 6 weeks. I'm okay with sitting on the sideline. I'm okay with not taking big positions because this was not the market for me. My strategy was getting pounded during this war talk. And so I took a couple of early losses. I said, hey, I'm okay with taking those losses. I understand that this not working my way. Let me step back for a little bit, right? Preserve some capital, and then I'll deploy it as I see sentiment and behavior change. Sentiment and behavior. Sentiment is, again, and I use this saying, and I tell my Patreon members this all day, I pound, because it's gonna be good for you to know. Sentiment, let me give you an idea of what sentiment is. Sentiment is you walk in the house, you've been with your girl for a couple years or a couple months, you walk in the house and she ain't even did nothing different, but you just know something ain't right. Right, she ain't fussing, she ain't yelling, but you be like, babe, what's wrong? You felt that. That's sentiment. Her behavior didn't tell you that. You felt the energy. Why? Because you've been around her long enough. Same way your girl could do with you. She come in the house, hey, babe, what's wrong? And you're like, I'm good. Your sentiment tells her, all right, well, if she's a person or if you're a person that is cognizant of your partner's behavior, then immediately it says, hey, let me check this, let me see what's going on, because now the sentiment is now gonna help me to analyze the behavior. Am I making sense? Right, so the first thing we check is sentiment. All right, what is the market sentiment? Well, we knew like, yo, the sentiment is just bearish. It's just like, yo, I don't wanna put my money in there right now, right? And if you feel that, you should not force anything. If you feel like, I don't really know what I should be doing right now, that's a good sign to do nothing. Because the first thing you're gonna do is feel the market. Oh, come on, somebody. The first thing you're gonna do is feel the market. When you're making trades, you're like, ooh, you're gonna feel it. The next thing is behavior. Are your setups holding up? Are we seeing breakouts and then retests? No, we not. Are we seeing basis form? Are we seeing those, or are we chasing candles? All we see key levels. So what I've been focused on the Patreon the last couple of weeks has been key levels, key level, key level, key level, key level, key level. I've been pounding key level. All right? So last week, I will say I saw the sentiment change. And the reason why I can say I saw the sentiment change was because I noticed something in the market. And here's what I noticed. I noticed that the bond market started putting pressure on our regime. I noticed that gas prices, I noticed that oil, I noticed these things were now starting to shift the sentiment, which makes because remember, the bond market here, I don't care what you want to do, when the bond market starts to scream, you got to pay attention. The next thing is we checked the S&P, we checked the NASDAQ, we checked that and we saw that they were slightly oversold. It was 29, it was 30. And one of the things I did inside of the Patreon was I started showing them how many stocks were below their 200-day moving average, how many stocks were below their 20-day, their 50-day. And I showed them this on the site. I said, you can go look at this. I was putting a video up. And the reason why I was doing that was because I wanted them to understand that once you start seeing this many stocks under its 200-day moving average, once you start seeing this many stocks under its 50-day moving average, now we understand that the market is getting in this oversold position, right? And so when the market gets this oversold, it can be a great time to start setting small positions. Because even in this type of oversold environment, you get that what? Relief rally. Because you need to take the what? That pressure off. It's like having a blister and they say, okay, let's just pop the blister to release the pressure. It don't still mean the soreness is not there. But it means I gotta pop it to do what? Let me just release that pressure. Am I making sense right here? Am I making sense right here? All right. So last week I say, all right, y'all, because I believe, and it's one of my posts on the page, I say, because I believe that the sentiment is changing, but the behavior has also matched it. And what did that mean? That means we started getting some news out and the market wasn't selling off. We actually got some days where the market was like rallying up. So why was the market bouncing up off no news? Well, we bouncing off of oversold environment. Right? Why did we get we had a 4-day bounce up. Why are we doing that? Well, because we saw that we were super oversold. And this is why I kept saying, I don't know if we're going to get 20%. I was talking to Sean. I said, Sean, I don't think we're going to get 20%, but I think we can get 10%. I say, I think we can come down to, we come down to 610. That gives us 15% on the NASDAQ and it gives us 12% on the Dow. And on average, we get between a 10 to 14% what? Decline a year. Well, what did we get? We got a 10%er. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to rally back to all-time highs, but what I do know is once you start getting to that 10%, 12%, you kind of can be like, all right now. Also, you got to remember, this is self-inflicted. That's another thing you got to remember. This is not like a financial crisis. This is not like a pandemic. This is self-inflicted. Now, you can say, well, Trap, the financial crisis was self-inflicted too. Yeah, but it had built up so much to where once it fell, it had to just collapse. This was self-inflicted. Just like the tariffs last year. It was self-inflicted. So when it's self-inflicted, now you have to have some type of agreement take place. Right? So I said, all right, y'all. So I said, I feel like we're entering an environment where we are now, watch me here, I say the sentiment is changing. And so I went live and I said, hey, y'all, look, let's watch Trump on this, what it was called, this conference, and let's just watch what the futures market does. And the futures market didn't really do too much. Gold didn't really do too much. Silver didn't really do too much. Oil didn't really do too much. Why? The market had done absorb, and the market was like, all right, bro, like, some gotta give.
Shout out to 3,000 in the chat.
Shout out to 3,000 people in the chat. Shout out to 3,000 people in the chat. So I just want to say that I'm not in no way, shape, form, or fashion saying that Trap got a crystal ball. All I am saying in this moment is that when you pay attention to sentiment and you pay attention to behavior, it can tell you how to incrementally get in the market. And so, yeah, so everything tonight wrapped. I'm saying from last week. So now what happens is, as the market starts to shift, once I start, the sentiment start changing, I say, all right, y'all, let's start getting in some positions here. And we'll get in these positions, but what we'll do is, we'll move our stop, we'll play our stops a little bit closer because we understand what's going on. And so that's what we did. So let's get into a couple things, man. Let's get into a couple things, man. All right, let's get into a couple things. I want to, my dog Greedy called me? It was yesterday. I'm about to get in it with y'all. All right, so let's walk through a couple things right quick. How y'all feeling in the chat? All right, cool. All right, so a couple things we want to get into this chat. Let me know when y'all ready. Let me know when y'all in the chat. Oh, is my screen up? We good? All right, so the first thing, can they see it? Ash, what's good, love? What's good, Ash? All right, so the first thing I want to look at is this right here, AVGO. Ashan, what AVGO at right now? For some reason, my post market ain't up.
Oh, the current price I see is 334.
What is that?
334, but that's not post market though. I gotta see the post. I don't see it either.
Go to Robinhood right quick.
All right.
What is that right now? 346. There you go.
Okay.
346 what? All right, so I bought 50 shares of AVGO last week. Huh? How did I know that it wasn't at?
How did you know that was wrong from what we looking at on the screen?
Because I looked at it when the market closed, and at post market it was at 340 something, and I didn't see it on my screen, so I knew it was up higher than that. Yeah, so it's at 347. So watch what I'm about to show y'all right here, and I'm gonna give y'all an idea of something that's interesting. So watch this, y'all. I got my pen. Shout out to my pen. All right, so watch this. I have some stuff marked out already on here, so I ain't got to go through all that because we're running a little late on time. But I want to break down two things. So I'm going to break down AVGO. Shout out to my guy Nate because he asked me to break down Dell. I'll do Dell, and then I'll do COHR, which was the play that we got in. Shout out to my girl Nikki, man. If you're looking for content, if you're looking to learn how to go crazy with AI, if you're looking how to up your game, man, get with Nikki. She probably the best in the game, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. She in the rabbit hole right now. And when she get in the rabbit hole, it's dangerous. So if you somebody, she sent me something today with her content, I was like, God, I said, Nikki, that's AI, that's you. She said, that's AI. I said, oh my God. She said, content about to get interesting. I said, ain't about to get interesting. This shit is dangerous now. And you got to catch up. Mustard. All right. So I got my pen. All right, so I just want to show y'all something. So this is why I tell my team, we just Patreon. Like, if we can just focus on the key levels, yo, like, that's all you got to trade, y'all. You don't got to make it hard. You don't got to make it complicated. I promise you don't. Sometimes you can just stick to something so simple and it can be phenomenal for you. All right, so we know that's all-time high. And so remember I told y'all there's 4 levels I like to say to when you're looking at every chart. And so the first level is early strength. That's the stage you're in. You get the early strength, and then you get what's called intermediate strength, and then you get what's called buyer's control, and then you get oversold. Right, so write that down. Early strength, intermediate strength, true buyer control, and then oversold. Right? Early strength is when the rally is first starting. It's when the company is first giving signs that it's shifting. Yeah. Intermediate strength is when it is now reclaimed some old territory. Okay. It has reclaimed some old territory. Buyer control, it is when it's now, buyers have now claimed control. Oversold is when it has rallied so long, it's probably about to fall. So you start getting exhaustion. All right, so you got to understand those 4 levels. Trap, can you find a way to put the charts on the wall behind you? It will be a lot easier to read them when the charts. I can't do that. I can't do that. You're going to have to look on the screen, partner. Look on that screen. Yeah? Look on that screen. All right. So here we go. I'm going to open it up a little bit, though. I'm going to open it up a little bit for you. But I want to keep this right about here. All right. So here's what we saw. And I'm going to show you this right quick because this is going to be essential. All right. I'm going to show you this right quick because this is going to be essential. All right, pay attention to that because that is what we call a previous all-time high. Now, here's what we got to pay attention to. Here's what we got to pay attention to. We got to pay attention to the fact that once a candlestick is born, watch what I'm about to say here. Once a candlestick is born on a chart, it cannot be erased. So never forget the blueprint that it had. Because there may be a point where you have to revisit it. Yeah. All right? So, I highlighted that for a reason. So, we create this all-time high, which is right here. So, watch this. It found support at 295. So, we have a clear downtrend. We see that downtrend in place, in full effect. We see the downtrend. How do we identify a downtrend? We identify a downtrend by having what? Lower highs, lower lows. Trap, you always say that because this is an educational platform as well as entertaining. It's easy for me to get, yeah, I see this, I see that, I see this, I see that. But how do we identify a downtrend? Lower highs and lower lows. All right, we see that. All right, so here's what we do. We found support here at 295.14, right? We found support there. Okay, the first thing we did, we bounced off that support level and we reclaimed 316.22. Okay, that is the turquoise line, 316.22. Why is that important? Because we reclaimed a previous all-time high. That's a structural reclaim. Write that down. That's a structural reclaim. Well, Trap, is that early strength? Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. But then, look what happened. If we open the screen up more, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to just use my pencil. Here and here. Watch this. Coming off of support, it found it and then fell and then found it and got stuck. And it took for today for it to gap up to break it. Does it make sense? So it honored that structure. It honored that. Well, how did it honor it, Trap? Well, it touched it and then fell, then touched it again. So 3 times in a row, it got really, really close to that and did not break it. It had to do what this morning? It had to gap up over it. So the gap up tells us that's early strength. How is it early strength? Because not only did it gap up above it, it also reclaimed, watch this, your 50 and your 20. And then it maneuvered above the 200 and closed above it. So that is a early, what? That's early strength. Okay? Now, after hours, we got some news that made it gap up even more. All right, so watch this. So now that gap up even more puts us at what I would like to call, that's intermediate strength. Because now we are now reclaiming, what is that, cuz? 347? 346.50. All right, so let's see where that puts us at. So you're about right here, 346.50. All right. So what that tells us is, watch this. If it's at 346.50, it reclaimed this lower high. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? Right? And reclaim that. That's cool. We ain't tripping. But I needed to reclaim, watch what I'm about to say here, 354, which is what, Trap? Which would be this high. That 355.63 would then tell me intermediate strength has escalated and buyers are reclaiming position. Y'all with me? Now, here's something that's key. You reclaim the 200, you reclaim the 20, you reclaim the 50, which are lagging indicators, right? They're lagging indicators. So that's telling us that even though we still in the structural downtrend, watch this, we are now transitioning. Oh my God, we walking through this thing, y'all. We transitioning. We transitioning. We transitioning. So here's what people gonna mess up at. People gonna feel like, damn, I'm running late. I missed it because you feel like you missed the gap up. And this is what people get caught up at. You didn't miss it. Or you did, yeah, you didn't get the early strength, but now you have an opportunity to say, now what do I need to see to get in that intermediate strength, or what I need to see to get into the full control? You letting people miss out, bro. I'm not letting nobody miss out. There's 6,000 stocks on the market, bro. I'm just talking about one stock. I'm not letting people miss out on nothing. The problem with everybody in the market is this. Everybody want to get rich on one play. That's the problem right there. Everybody want to be the one to get rich off one play, one move. You feel like you're missing out. What month is this? April?
Yeah.
When does the market shut down?
Never?
Holidays and weekends?
Yeah.
You got 200 and what? 252 trading days in a year? How could you miss out? I'm just trying to understand that. How can you miss out on a market that goes up 76% of the time? How can you miss out? There's small cap stocks, there's mid cap stocks, there's large cap stocks, there's mega cap stocks. How can you miss out if the market is only closed on holidays and weekends? It goes up 76% of the time. How can you miss out? How? It's impossible. The market don't never stop printing money. The problem is people have made this look like a get-rich-quick scheme. People have made this look like it's a lottery. People have made this a game instead of a system. And because of that, you candle chase. Because of that, we candle chase. And because we candle chase, that's why you lose money. It's inevitable that you're going to lose some money here and there. We done got in 5 plays in the last week after just chilling. You cannot miss out on the market if you research and study and position yourself. You know why you feel like you're missing out? Because this is about to be good and I'm going to keep going. The reason why you feel like you miss out is because you often think the opportunities are limited. That's why you miss out. You miss out in the market, or you have the feeling of missing out because you think the opportunities are limited. So if you see a stock run up, you're like, oh man, I gotta go catch that stock. Now really, there's 6,000 more waiting for you to be in position in. All right, let me finish what I'm saying. All right, so here's what you got to understand. And this, you say, okay, crap, I see that. That's good. I like it. Boom. So for me, you see, all right, 355, intermediate position. So you say, all right, Trappin, if we can reclaim 355 and then give me some strength here, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Why 355, Trap? Well, that is a key level that we can't miss out on. You see it clearly. Right? You can see that, that's good. So then 355 gives you intermediate control. If somewhere it can bounce to 372, now you're talking full control. At 372, you know for a fact all your SMAs turned up, all your moving averages turned up. Now you're looking for volume and you're looking for continuation. And from there, you know where you're going. You're looking at all-time high. From there, you probably get another stop right here at 402, but you got opportunity. How can you miss out if you get in at 372 or 355 and you go to 402? How did you miss out? Because you didn't get at 340 or 320? Am I making sense to anybody? All right, so let me go to this play that we got in today. Now I'll walk y'all through it. Shout out to my Patreon family. We did this live together. Shout out to the Patreon family. Did we do this live together? Did we do this live together today? On the chart, real time. We got in probably about 12 o'clock. Jose, give me Sean, give me a after hours price on COHR. You had all that.
It's 278.
Why buy on green? Who buying? I'm not buying on nothing. I'm not buying on nothing. Who's buying on green? Nobody not buying on green. Who said it's going to be green when you buy it? You projecting. The problem is everybody think they so cold-blooded. Watch this. In history so far, there's only one person, 2 people that ever called the bottom professionally. There's only 2 people in history of the market that has ever called the bottom, and both of it happened in 2008. There's nobody on record. I don't care what you say in the chat. I don't care what you say on social media. There's only 2 people on record that said this is the bottom in history. You know how many people play the market every day, all day? There's only 2 people in history that's ever said publicly, this is the bottom. So I don't care about nobody saying that. All right, so what is COHR, Sean? Give it to me.
It's 270.
How much is that right now?
270 and 80 cents.
270 what?
270.
270
and 80 cents.
And 80 cents. All right, so this was the play we got in today. All right, let's walk through why we got in this play. It's easy, it's not hard, simplistic. It's based on the same principles, the same rules that I talk about, I teach about all the time. I stick to the rules, I play my rules. This is what I like to do. This is how I play. The first thing I want to say is this. Any play you get in should always be looking at not how much money I can make. When do I have to get out this play? What do I need to see that tells me this play has went against my thesis? Right? What do I have to see to tell me that this play has went against my thesis? All right? So watch this. So we mark our key levels out. We already see them. We don't got to fight about them. We don't got to do about them. We don't got to do it. We don't got to do that no more. All right? All right. So, and we'll mark this off. All right, so on this play, we bought into strength. What was the strength trap? On this play, I'll show you. We bought into strength today, and, you know, that's something I like to. So I always tell my people the best play is going to always happen above the 200-day. Just from a trading perspective, again, from my perspective, from my thesis, my analogy, my philosophy, that 99% of your winners going to always happen above your 200-day, 100%. So what we see right here is easy. We see a series of higher highs and we see a series of higher lows. How do we see that? Well, we can count them right here. We can see here. We can see here. We come here. And then we come here. We see that series happens, right? So let's talk about a few things. So we understand out the gate that this is a bullish structure. Why is this bullish? Well, because we know in the short term, we see right now we are above our 50, we see we are above our 20, and we are way above our 200. And in case you don't know what those are, here we go right here. Our 200 is down here, 50 here, 20 here. All right. Also, we understand right now that as of right now, that 20 is acting like dynamic support. Right, so it's not necessarily a structural support, it's a dynamic support because the moving averages can be used as a support, right? Your moving averages can be used as a support. A lot of times, strong companies will always reclaim the 50 really, really fast. I'm gonna say this again, leaders reclaim the 50 fast, and the 20 can be negotiable, but they'll stay above the 50, right? So your 20 can be negotiable, but they'll stay above the 50. They'll reclaim it fast. How do we know it? If we look at this leader right here, it is for the most part stayed above. I hate when I do that. If we look at this leader, for the most part, it has lived above the 50. Let's just check out his track record. It has lived above the 50, except for here, right? Everybody see that? We lived above the 50, so take that into consideration. Leaders will they'll reclaim the 50, they'll negotiate with the 20. Write that down. They'll live above the 50, but they'll negotiate with the 20, right? So here's what we did. We saw that. So structurally, we see that. We do also see 240, 216 as a, watch this, as a low that was used as support. Well, how do we know that? Well, Trap, let's mark it out, right? We came off this high, we created this low, right? Which is now considered a what? Higher low. Then we had an internal high created, came back down, we created a what? Equal low. From this equal low, we created this. Well, what is that, Trap? That is essentially, what is it, y'all? It is a lower high that was created, right? And that's okay. From that lower high, what did we create, y'all? We created a what? Y'all with me? But watch this. We use this as support, and then we reclaim this structural level, which was 248. We reclaim the structural level of 248, right? Now, we got back above our 20. Watch me here. We found some resistance here, and then we settled right back on top of our previous all-time high. Not only did we settle on top of our previous all-time high, we also absorbed, watch this, buyers absorbed the selling pressure on top of the dynamic support of the 20. Does that make sense to everybody? Let me take some of this off the screen so you can see it. Does that make sense to everybody? So this is alignment. This is not a conflict. Why is this alignment? Because we're above our 20, we're above our 50, we're above our 200. That's structural alignment. That tells us that we are in a bullish environment short term. Does that make sense? That makes sense. I like what everybody said right there. Now, what we did today was we said, all right, y'all, here's what I want to do here. I want to start a position here because I'm above my 20, I'm above my 50, I'm above my 200, but then I'm going to show you one more thing. Let me get it off the screen. Hit this. I'm going to show y'all one more thing. Just walking y'all through a process with my squad. We're going to use this as a controlling low. We're going to use this as a controlling high. And we notice that it was above our 382 on our fib. From controlling low to controlling high, it was above our 382, which tells us it's still in a short-term uptrend, which tells us that it can bounce off this level. And what did it do? Bounce off this level. So we made an entry at about 11 o'clock today at about say it was about 254. Right now, we're currently at 270 something. I don't think that's a bad play. Does that make sense? So we use some things as confluence. What was the confluence? It bounced off the key level of the previous all-time high, 248.35. We used that. Why? It bounced off that. That same level was coinciding with our 20-day SMA, which is dynamic support. I like how that looked. We throw the fib on there. All of those things line up with our 382, which tells us what? This is short-term uptrend. We got strength right there. I like it. I'm willing to take what? I'm willing to take an entry right here. I'm willing to say, hey, where am I get out of this at? I know where I'm going to get out of it at. In my mind, I'm going to see if it comes down, will it bounce off my 50? I'm going to use the 50 as the level that I want to hold on to. Why? Because leaders will not break the 50 without an early recovery. So in my mind, if it breaks the 50 and don't give me an early recovery, then I'll get out of that play. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Well, what did we get today? We get a candle confirmation. We get a close above our 50. We get a close above our 20. We use the dynamic support as a great level. We use the 382 as a great level. Right now, currently the pay is at 271. That looks like a great bounce and a great entry for us. Am I making sense? Shout out to the Patreon people. We did that live in real time. And to everybody that got in that play today, salute. Everybody that got into that play, salute. Somebody said, Trap, it doesn't have volume. I wasn't looking for the volume on it. Here's why. If you look at it, and you had a small doji candle today, so I wasn't really expecting a lot of volume on that. If I'm being honest with you, if you look at it, you see a lot of low volume all the way through. Now, watch something. I'm glad you brought that up. So if you look at this volume indicator right here, you see a lot of volume right there. And then after that selling volume, watch this. You see this huge candle right here. I'm about to tell you a trick. Once you see that high selling volume and then you see low volume after that, that tells us that volume is suppressing, which means, watch this, when volume starts to suppress like that, you don't need a big indicator to get a big move. Not suppressing, compressing. So when volume starts to compress, that means supply is probably leaving. Look how low that volume is. That's telling us that supply is probably leaving, that supply didn't follow through. And here's how we can understand that. Watch this. On this day here, you got the same type of candle, but with less volume. Does that make sense? You got the same type of candle, same size candle, but with less volume. So that tells us that volume is compressing. So when volume is compressing, that means supply is leaving. That's an indication that supply is leaving because you get this big red candle. Now let's look at the price on here. You go from 247 You tell him you get a $20 drop and you don't get that much volume, that means that supply is compressing, which means supply is leaving. So when supply starts to leave like that, this is a key indication that you don't need much for this to pop. You don't need a lot. So even when you don't always have to have a huge volume to get in, you need, watch this, you want to see volume on the follow through. Oh my God. Oh my God. You want to see volume on the follow through. That's how you know, oh, buyers have stepped in. Buyers have stepped in when you see the follow through. Now you see a volume spike. That means, hey, they in there now. So when you see volume compress, that tells us supply, especially after that huge red candle. That huge red candle, and then you follow by lack of follow through. So now that tells us supply is now compressing. And that tells us that buyers could be stepping in. How do we know that? Let's look here. Then we get this large green candle and you go from 235 to 257. Well, Trap, what does that tell us? That tells us that buyers are stepping in, watch this, but they hiding their hands. This is how institutions hide their hands. This is how institutions hide their hand. You don't get a lot of selling, you don't get a lot of people coming in, and then you wonder, damn, why do I get this damn gap up like this? Why do I get this? Oh, because now they got the shares that they needed, and now they let everybody know we here. So volume becomes the confirmation once the move has happened. So once you see the volume, like, that's it. So I want everybody to pay attention to that. When you see them huge institutional footprint, that volume like that, and you don't see follow through, you can say, that selling pressure may be compressing right now. Especially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days after you have below average volume. That's why I keep my volume line on the chart. Why SMA instead of EMA? I like the lagger. EMA is going to hug it real tight. It's your point, whatever you want to use. Same rules going to apply. EMA is going to hug the price a little tighter. SMA is going to lag a little bit. I like the lag. I'm okay with the lag. It helps me. There you go. So I hope I helped y'all out with that right quick. If you want to come join the Patreon, man, come join us. Come lock in with us, man. We definitely, you know how I go. You know what I'm saying? We would love to help y'all on a journey, make some bread with y'all. You can't overlook volume. You cannot overlook volume. You gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention to your volume. It's gonna help you out along the journey. Speaking of making money in the market, before we get to that, I want to talk about my people at Horizon Trust, man. Just want to show them some love right quick. I just want to show them some love, man. My people at Horizon Trust, man. It's been a great opportunity to see people. They've been reaching out to me, telling me, man, they appreciate me, man. And people have been signing up, just to put themselves in position for tax-deferred wealth. And I think that's just a vital sign for all of us. We all think about money. We all think about making bread. We all thinking about changing our family last name to an asset. But I'll tell you, one of the things that we don't consider and one of the things we forget to talk about is how are we positioning our bread for taxes? No, they do not file the taxes for you, but man, they're going to help you. They're going to help you position yourself with investments. They're going to help you position yourself with the vehicles to help you defer on them taxes, and them taxes is what's killing a lot of us. Don't be that person. Don't think that you don't need this, especially with us who building our bread up. And I'm gonna tell you something I was thinking about the other day when I was looking at my daughter and I was Disney World. I was saying, hey, bruh, I gotta finish connecting the dots on my trust. I gotta finish connecting the dots not just for me, but for her. Because the one thing about life that none of us know is we don't know when we out of here, y'all. We don't know when we out of here. And so when we look at some of the wealthiest people in the world, Aretha Franklin, not Aretha Franklin, what the lady name was? Was it Aretha? Aretha's still living. It was Aretha Franklin that passed away, I think, and she didn't have no will or no trust or nothing. And I think all her stuff had to go to like probate. You don't want that. You don't want that. You want to be able to be in a position to know, one, Donald Trump pays $722 in taxes. I need to know who his CPA is. I need to understand what's going on. But until we get there, we got people like Horizon Trust that can help us. We got Greg and his squad that really are for the people, that really want to see people make that. You say Aretha Long. I just was making sure because I didn't want to say the wrong name.
I thought you.
You thought she was still alive?
I knew she had passed away. Aretha.
I knew she had passed away, bro.
Angie.
But I know Aretha when she didn't, it was all like she did not have nothing set up. But guess who did? Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones had something fire set up. All his kids, grandkids. Mm-hmm. That's what we need to be. I'm going to say this to everybody. It's easy. I'm going to tell y'all something. It's easy to start making the money. Because once you start, we talk about the financial trauma. Once you start making the money, man, you're going to see it a different way. The hardest thing not going to be protecting the money. And I'm going to be real with y'all, bro. I'll be on the phone with these people. I'll be like, bro, you want me to put my money here? You want me to put my money there? Where the structure at? So shout out to my people at Horizon Trust, man. Get with them. You know, just book a call. It don't cost nothing to book a call, to talk to Grid, to talk to the team, to see what they can do for you, explain your situation. I'm not one of them people who gonna put you with somebody who gonna take advantage of you. I'm gonna put you with somebody who I know for a fact gonna look out for you like I wanna look out for you. Somebody that wanna help you like I wanna help you. And that's what they do. That's what they do. You can't build wealth if you don't trust nobody. That ain't my money. I don't want, you gotta get around people that's gonna help you maneuver, people who have been maneuvering, people who have helped other people maneuver so that you can maneuver and then you start learning the game. One of the first ways is get with somebody that can help you put that can grow your wealth tax-free. So shout out to my people at Horizon Trust. I'm using my trap card on this one. Let's go. Let's go a little further, man. Let's get into our recession portfolio. Let's get into it, man. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Yep, so here's some of the plays we're in right now. So we in the AMAT play, right? We in the AMAT play. That looks sweet. We in it. This the play we got in last week. We got in the COHR play today, but it's up $20 after hours. 10 hours, how much? 20 after hours? So that's gonna look pretty good in the morning. I think I got like 5 contracts.
Yeah, roughly about that.
Starter position. We got in GEV last week. What you mad at GEV for, cuz? You ain't get in? Cuz said stung me last time. I'm scared of that one. We got in Meta last week. We got in MU last week. I held my spy put just as defense, but it's probably gonna get smacked now in the morning. So I'll take that L. I'm okay with that because we got the other plays. And Walmart just acting like a buster. Walmart just being a certified buster. I'm talking about a buster of all busters. So that's kind of what we got going on right now. That's kind of what we got going on right now. Now, I will say this. I'm gonna blame my Patreon for this, and I don't care if they get mad at me or not. I told them, I said, hey, let's get in this XTX play, but I don't want y'all to complain to me about the price. And I ain't get into it because that play cost somebody, 2 years salary. But just know, it's up $15 today, it's up $28 overnight. So just know, don't be mad at me And don't be in the chat talking about, man, Trap, why we ain't getting STX? Because every time I put up a play that costs a bunch of money, y'all get mad at me and say, we can't afford that. And so now we got to look at it. Just want you to look at STX. It's up $28 overnight, 6%. That's twice this week, and it went up 6%. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Don't get mad at me. I wanted to position us for it. I said, hey, y'all, I like STX. I won't get in it, but I don't want y'all to fuss at me. So I sat my ass down. And so we missed on 2 6% moves this week. Know that I saw it. I charted it out for us. I had us ready. But y'all say not right now. And so now we got to look at it. Go up $30 twice this week. $30 last week, $30 again this week. $30, $228, $30 moves in a 4-day time span. Don't be pissed off at me. That's all I want to say to y'all. Don't be pissed off. Don't be pissed off at me. Now, Nate, my dog Nate be like, STX it is, Trap. GEV it is, Trap. WDC it is. Whatever we Nate be with the smoke. Couple people be with the smoke. They be like, we all in. But I get it. It's hard to be all in like that when you got Orange Man talking about he gonna kill civilizations. It's kind of hard. I ain't mad at you. I can understand the hesitancy. I can understand the hesitancy when you got somebody saying, we gonna kill civilizations. So I can understand the hesitancy right there. But just know, the only way you gonna Chopper fellas, he be with it. My dog, Shelby, be with the smoke. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple people be with, they be like, Chap, listen, put the damn play up there. Let us decide not to get in the goddamn play. But you know why I don't do it sometimes? Is because I know plays like that cost. But they cost. So here's what I like to tell my people. This is real talk. I like to tell my people this. Shockwave be with the smoke too. I gotta get it. I gotta say that. Pascal, you be with the smoke sometime. You don't always be with the smoke. Pascal, you be with the smoke sometime. I don't be mad at you, but you be with the smoke sometime. He be like, put it up there. Pascal be like, put it up there. And sometimes he be like, Trap, you lost your damn mind. So Pascal be with me some. SDNK, they be doing the same thing. But I will say this. Sometimes I don't want, like when I know I put a few plays in, I'm hesitant about putting one of them big boys in because they be like, But I want to say this. This is why it's important to keep stacking your account so that, what I'm about to say here, the market never prices you out. This is why we stack your bread consistently so the market, Pascal, the moral compass. Yeah, Pascal be with the smoke sometimes, then he be like, nah, Trav, you lost your damn mind. I'm not putting no $10,000 up. You tripping. I'm in enough plays. My account, check engine light on, Trap. Check engine light on, dog. Exit stage left. All right, let's go a little further, man. So come join the Patreon, man. Come lock in with us, man. We with that. Let's get to our, do we have our...
Showing the Wall Street Trapper. Patreon.
I ain't co-sign that, y'all. I ain't co-sign that. I ain't gonna flush him because he got some data that say that y'all like it. One thing he gonna say, man, I got the data. The people like it. So I ain't gonna flush it because the Negro got data.
Look at him in the chat. They've been waiting.
The one thing I ain't gonna negotiate with is the data. So y'all voted for that. Y'all voted for that, so I can't, don't blame me. Y'all voted for that, so I can't flush him when he put up a vote that say, do you like it? And y'all say yes. I can't flush that. I gotta endure the BS. I gotta endure it. So all my people say, man, try flushing. We just like the people who voted for Trump to be in office, they gotta deal with it. It's too late. We gotta wait to re-election to get that out of here. And re-election is in the midterm, so we'll vote for it again in November. So he got from now till November to play down the Wall Street Trapper. So he got from now to November. He got from now to October, November. I'm gonna put up my campaign, but as long as he got that, I'm like Kamala right now. I gotta sit on the sideline and keep telling y'all, I told y'all. That's what I gotta do right now. So it is what it is. All right, so here's the buy and hold right now. We sitting on 323,000. Costco, EME, and Fix is doing good. MU should be doing better. TPL, Walmart is pissing me off, bro. I'm not gonna even lie. And ITA. So, damn, I wanted to add the thing to that and I didn't, man. That's on me. Patreon. More Ashley, why would you put that in there? Go ahead, let it run. Okay, let it run.
Showing the Wall Street Trapper. Patreon.
Bro, for the bull to do the thing at the end.
Showing the Wall Street Trapper. Patreon.
That's Benson in the back.
If the Patreon numbers jump like crazy because of that, I will never hear the end of it.
Right.
I'm telling you, I told you. Then somebody gonna say, well, I'm joining now. That is crazy. I sat up here and charted 3 different stocks.
Right, went live.
Entries, live, everything. And the cartoonists will get y'all.
They're gonna be singing it tonight.
Patreon. I can't believe this dude did that. Let's go a little further, man. Y'all asked for that, not me, man. Let's go. Let's get into some news. We done been up here for 2 hours and we ain't talked about not one goddamn issue that's going on. All right, the debt is at $39 trillion. Powell says the clock is ticking. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell told a Harvard economics class that while the nation's $39 trillion in debt isn't an immediate crisis, the long-term trajectory is unsustainable without action from lawmakers. He emphasizes that the debt level is manageable for now, but the current path will not end well without timely intervention. His remarks claims as the national gas prices approach $4 per gallon amid ongoing conflict in Iran, adding pressure to the broader economic outlook. Not to mention that the Global Monetary Fund, the International Monetary Fund, said today that global growth is shrinking. So if you don't know what the IMF is, they are the people who looks at economics around the globe, at every country, and they say, hey, we see growth going here, not just in America, but everywhere. And they said that global growth right now is shrinking. And I think it's because of what's going on with this Iran. I think they need to see something happen right there. So when some people look and you be like, it's just America, know that, the IMF, they don't care about America, they don't care about nobody. They're saying around the globe, things are shrinking. So just be mindful. Man, I'm not putting no merch out there with that bull on the front of me. I don't care what y'all vote on. I don't care what y'all vote on. That's the one thing. If I see that come across my desk, I'm saying no every time. Bernard, don't send me that shit. Hey, man, there's some good merch for the Patreon. The hell?
Customer service.
Man, you said Disney. Man.
Right. You said Disney.
All right, so let's go a little further. So I just want us to be mindful of that. 15 billion, so this happened. So watch this. This happened. There's a $15 billion buyback the Fed injected into the market the other day. quietly. The U.S. Treasury did something that hasn't been done at this scale before. It brought back $15 billion of its own debt in one single move. They've never done this before. This means that the government purchased its own bonds, not to erase the debt, but to keep things running smoothly behind the scenes. When older or less traded bonds start causing prices issues, buybacks help clean that up, making the market more stable and easier to trade for big institutions. It might sound like a big deal. It might not sound like a big deal, but this is the largest buyback they've ever done, which shows they're starting to take a more active role in managing the system as pressure builds in global markets. Now, here's why that is important. Shout out to Steve, because that's a dope-ass graphic. Here's what happens. When markets become unstable, the Fed starts to buy back bonds. So remember, we talked about bonds, the bond market. And here's what I always want people to understand. People always talk about how Japan, and this is what I be talking about YouTube, and I talk about Instagram, and about Twitter. And shout out to my guy, Cal. I think it's Call 100K, something like that. But he said something the other day. Today I was on live and he came in the chat and he said something. He said, man, and I was telling my people how you got to be risk averse first. So instead of saying how much money I'm going to make, the first thing you got to say is, yo, like, when do I get out of this trade? Like, and I want everybody to take that. But he said, and I was talking about the news. I said, what if as a trader, and Rob is like this. Rob always tell me this. He be like, bro, I ain't going to lie, bro. Like, the way you understand this news, that shit never bothered me at all. I'm like, what you mean the news ain't about? He's like, bro, I just look at the chart, bro. I could care less what's going on in the news. The chart tell me everything I need to know because I'm basing all my decisions off the chart. And I said, damn, that's interesting, right? Because I don't base my moves off the news, but I do understand that the news is a catalyst to the market, right? So, and I understand that people say stuff on the news to move the market. How do we know this? Well, we saw Bill Ackman do it, but also, watch this. When there's a Federal Reserve meeting about to come up, you'll hear from all of the Fed speakers until a week before the cut. A week before the cut, no Fed official can be on the news. That's a law. That's a blackout area. Why? Because anything that they say gonna move the market, give or take. And you can go to CME Group and you'll look on it and you'll see that the Fed, like the percentage of a rate cut happening, every time a speaker speaks, it's gonna move up and down. So a week prior to that, nobody can get on the news from the Fed, right? Nobody. It's a Fed blackout. You can't have nothing. And so Cal came on the live today and he said something in the chat. He said, man, people need to stop getting information off Twitter. And I realized something. I said, bro, you know why that's so good? And I said it, and my people in the Patreon were like, it's called confirmation bias, Trap. Yup. I said, what happens is, here's what happens when you get in a play. When you in a play, instead of just looking at the chart, when the play goes against you, you start now looking for headlines and you start looking for other information that helps you to hold on to the play. I'm going to hold on because of this. I'm going to hold on because this person tweeted that. You start looking for, watch this, you start looking for people you think are trustworthy on Twitter or on Instagram or on YouTube that can confirm you holding on to this play that you should have got out of. Instead of saying, what the chart told me to do, I'm going to exit this play and then I'll re-enter if I see this. What you was about to say, Sean?
Like, and you know they be listening to us too. So like literally, oh, I'm trying to get in this play. They listening to you. They gonna start feeding you stuff that you want to see.
Yeah.
It'd be so
They
bad.
gonna start feeding you stuff. Not an algorithm feeding you everybody that agree with what you looking for. Because you know, like, oh, this is good. You know, stayed on in a certain amount of time. And so you got to get that confirmation bias from Instagram off your head. You got to say, hey, what does the chart say? I'm not mad at you looking for something on, you know, doing research. I'm not mad at you looking for but you got to do research on both sides. You got to do research that's for what you're saying, and research that goes against what you said. Because here's the one thing I've learned. I do this on Seeking Alpha a lot. I'll go on Seeking Alpha and look for all the people that go against what I'm saying. And the reason why is because, watch this, you ever been in an argument with somebody and they hitting you with shit? You like, yo, why you even saying that, bro? Like, damn, how we get here? How you say that? Because what happens is people, when you arguing, they come with facts that you ain't even think about. Because a person who trying to argue against you got facts on why this ain't right. Or why you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. And so I always go on Seeking Alpha when I'm too biased towards something, because that happens. I'll go on Seeking Alpha and go look at all the people that go against what I'm saying so I can see what things that I overlooked. I just gave them a whole bomb. That went way over people's heads just now. Hell yeah, I go to Seeking Alpha. Man, Seeking Alpha be having some good information. Them boys be trying to get their subscription money up. Them boys be dropping bombs on there, man. You tripping. What? I will max out my little limit for the day. What? Listen here. So, again, stop looking for the confirmation bias. And it made me think, I was like, damn, Rob, that's cool. I feel you. So just straight up looking at what does the chart say and what do I need to see to get out of a play? What do I need to see to re-enter a play? So I think that'll be real important. Somebody say, yes, they do. I'm telling you, Seeking Alpha be dropping game, boy, and you don't got to pay for it. You at least get the first 8 sentences for free. You send enough of them 8 sentences to make me lock in. I got you. I'm going to go find somebody else. I'm good. It's about 3 million of y'all over here. I'm all right. Let's go a little further. All right, when defense goes big, everything else gets small. A trillion dollar defense push reshapes every other budget fight in the U.S. The U.S. government wants $1.5 trillion for its defense in fiscal year 2027, with money aimed at missiles, shipbuilding, weapons production, troop pay, and the Golden Dome missile shield. This is crazy. To make room for that jump, the proposal pairs with a 10% cut on non-defense domestic programs and still needs Congress to approve it. A bigger military build-out means sharper trade-offs across the rest of the discretionary budget. The Golden Dome pushes the logic further because missile defense is a long-duration system, not a one-year purchase. A $1 trillion defense is insane. Now, here's what I will say. There's a reason why people don't try to bomb the United States. But what's the price to pay on that? And you now gotta, watch this, you now gotta reboot for all the bombs that you just used this year. All the missiles, all the planes that got shot, all the jets that took off, you gotta retool that. And so let's look at the budget over the last few years. So here we go. We got, for fiscal 2027, we talking 1.5 trillion. 2026, 962 billion. 2025, 893 billion. 2024, 850 billion. 2023, 805 billion. 2022, 751 billion. 2021, 742 billion. Why am I saying this? Because every president, no matter who you like, has spent more. And we're going all the way back to 2015. Now, what I will say, you can't just blame him because he's only increasing what everybody else has done. You're like, yeah, Trap, but it's at 1.5 trillion. Well, every year you're going to need more and more and more and more and more. Why? Because the people that want to take it down don't get smaller. And with a person like Trump in office, you know we make more enemies. Oh, they missed that.
I had to do the numbers real quick. I just randomly picked 2020, 704 billion for inflation today is 902.
Come on.
I just picked one.
902 billion.
Billion.
It's only inflation is why it goes up like that. So that's a good catch, Jose. His increase is OD though. Not really. So think about it. You go from 962 billion to 1.5 trillion. What's the difference between in 2022, you go from 751 billion to 805 billion. You gotta remember, inflation is up. So it's gonna be more. Money has less, the money get less purchasing power every year. So it's gonna be like that. Really and truly, they all just going crazy. But here's the caveat to that. This is not me. Shazam, what's up, family? My caveat to that is this. I'm not saying I agree with this, but when the last time you woke up and you worried about a bomb hitting your city? I'm not gonna fuss, I'm not gonna fight. I'm just saying, when is the last time you woke up and said, damn, I wonder if a bomb gonna drop on us today? Somebody said, Tory said 9/11. You wasn't even thinking about it for 9/11. That shit caught you so off guard. 9/11 caught us all off guard. It caught us so off guard, we was in shock like, whoa, that can't be real. The last time somebody thought about that, I want to say it probably was in the 50s and 60s because they used to have the bomb alerts. I think they used to get ready for it. I hear my grandmother saying, like, we used to have bomb practices and stuff. I ain't never had a bomb alert from atomic bomb when I was in school. They got mass shooting protocol now. You know what I'm saying? So when the last time that you had an idea? So no, they didn't say 9/11 was a bomb. They said, I'm pretty sure she's saying after 9/11, she probably was like, hey, we might get bombed. I'm pretty sure that's what she's saying. She's saying like after 9/11, she probably had like, damn, we may get bombed. Like we all know it wasn't a bomb. Like, come on, fam. Like, come on, fam. But I'm thinking that's what she mean. Like, she after 9/11, I kind of thought like, and then she in New York too. I think Tory on the East Coast somewhere too,
when
right?
you get in those major cities, you be like, dang, okay.
Yeah, like that's probably what the thought process was like. After that happened, it's like, damn, they done ran up, shit, we might get bombed. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what she meaning by that. And if you ask me, I don't think that was an outside job. I'm gonna leave that at that.
Bruh, don't get me started.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Just say that, we gonna move on. We gonna move on. We're gonna say that and move on.
Don't get me started now.
All right, let's go a little further, man. Let's go 1-800, man. All right, here we go. What's the name, Jose?
So you gotta say names that you can't pronounce with a question mark. So I'll be like, Yukali?
Yukali?
Yeah.
Yukali? All right, Yukali from the Patreon. Jose said it, not me.
With a question mark.
With a question mark. Says, what's one thing traders misunderstand about how institutions move price during news or major events? I think it's the volume. I think it's the volume is the most misunderstood thing because we are traders. And when I say we, I'm just speaking as a collective. I'm not saying, not me, Trap, I get it. I'm saying I'm speaking as a collective. I think a lot of traders misunderstand the volume. You're not trained to look at it until you get deeper into the game. That's why one of the things we try to always show is, hey, volume. Look at the volume. That's why we went, even after the play was over, we like, hey, let's look at the volume. I think traders don't pay enough attention to volume and not realizing that. Me and Rob had conversations about this like time and time again. Man, what the volume say, bro? Look at the volume, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because it's an inclination. I'm going to say this. Volume is where institutions ambush retail. Ooh. Come on, Sean. Come on, Sean. Come on, Sean. Come on, Sean. Volume is where the institutions get to ambush retail. It's where they get to ambush us at. It's because you got to get trained to look past the candle, look past the indicators, look past the patterns and say, let me check volume too. You know what I'm saying? We look at the candles, we look at the Fibonacci, we want all the cheat codes. I want the buy, sell indicator. I want this. What does decreasing volume mean? Trap, what does supply leaving mean? Trap, what does, follow through volume? I think traders misunderstand how institutions ambush us through volume. That's a good bar right there. That's a clip right there, Jose. That's a clip right there. That's a clip right there. So let's go a little further, man. All right, the world's biggest stock market. Because I think people just look at people don't understand. Like, you can invest around the world, right? So let's look at it. As of 2026, this is by total market capitalization. So the U.S. is a $69.8 trillion market. That's huge. That's huge. That's why people spend the money here. China, 11 trillion. Look at how big of a difference that is, bro. This is why people try to get into the American markets the way they do, right? What Patreon tier is most recommended for beginners? I'm sorry, but no, remind me also, tomorrow, bro, we got to come in tomorrow after that. Tomorrow, we have to do a walkthrough when people join the Patreon, customer service. Hey, this is, hey, welcome to the Patreon. Let me show you how to use this app wisely. This is the first thing you're going to see when you come in. This is the second thing you're going to see. If you're in this tier, this is this tier, this is what you get, this is what you get, this is what you get, this is what you get. So tomorrow, we got the, let's put this up right quick too. Tomorrow, we doing Profit Mastery. We're doing 2 days live, me and Rob, from 9 o'clock to 12:30. We're walking you through anything we see, anything you want to look at. We'll walk through it with you, myself and Rob, from 9 o'clock to 12:30. And if on the future side, and we're gonna introduce y'all to something from the future side and from the cash side. So if you're interested in that, if Rob see a futures trade that he want to take, we'll take it. If I see a trade we want to get in position in, we'll get in position with it. So if you want to join the Profit Mastery Live and you will have access to the live trades, that's yours. I mean, the replays, that's yours. It was something we did from the Make Your First Trade. We had people join this, so I'm just letting y'all know right here. So it's going to be 2 classes. It's going to be April the 8th and April the 22nd from 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, we'll do what's called pre-market setup. So what we setting up, what we looking at, what we going at. So Patreon and Trappers Anonymous, I'm going to be a little late. I'm going to make my post tonight for the group so I can flush that out for y'all. But from 9 o'clock to 12:30, we will be live with this profit. It's not 1,500, it's 6. You know what? We should have X'd that out. I forgot to do it. It's 697. So we saying the 2 live calls is worth that. We saying the replay is worth this. We saying the post after the trades is worth this. And we saying the Q&A is worth that. But X all that out is 697. But no,
that just goes
next
to
time
show.
we do this, bro, we gotta put the X's on the prices too, bro.
And put the big price, just make it big. Just big. Everybody be like, 1,500.
They be like, 1,500, Chuck. God damn, dog. No, it's not 1,500. We saying this is what it's worth. This is what it's worth. This. So again, because so many people got caught up on that, we paying attention to it. So that tells us moving forward, we gotta paint it orange or something and then cross it out. Cross it out, cross it out, cross it out, cross it out, cross out, and then make the 697 big so they can say, you pay this. You got to say that like that. So, yeah. So, yeah. We want to just make sure we do that. So, if you want to come join that for sure. Again, it's April the 8th, which is tomorrow. Yep, you get to keep the replay 100%. We not holding a replay. So if you join it, you get to keep that replay. Yep, so that's one of the things I will give y'all. I don't have a problem with that. Once the replay load up, you can have it. Package it, it's for you. So again, if we see a live play that we want to make in real time, I'll make that play. If Rob see a real play in real time in futures, he'll make that play. We'll also look at some of the plays that y'all want to look at. Now remember, can't get all the plays. We'll definitely go through it and look at it, see what we'll do, give you a best case scenario, give you a worst case scenario. I will get in here, I wouldn't get in, I'll wait for this. All of those things, we gonna line it up for y'all. So it's digital, it's online. Somebody say, Trap, those little details make a big difference. Ashley, for sure. Again, I didn't realize it. I'm like, damn, and it's the second time. So I'm gonna fault Bernard because we said it the first time and he didn't make the adjustment. So it's Bernard's fault. 100%. Nah, it's my fault because people in person say like, Trap, God. I say, no. So yeah. So you wanna come join that? Come get in it. Again, and it's like getting real time precision on what you should be doing while the market is going. And I'm not gonna lie, I think that's some of the best experiments you can have. Like seeing it while the market is really going on, while the news is really going on, like seeing it in real time, like what should be happening. I think that's just such a dope situation. So yeah. So let's get to it. Let's go a little further. All right. What we got? Let's go one.
What's up, Trap? It's Malik Ducky here. What's up with the Trapper family? I just wanted to ask a question about Walmart. Last year, in the beginning of the year, it reached its high at February 14th and fell down to its bottom April 7th and started to go back up. I see the same thing this year. It reached its high February 13th, and today we dropped significantly. I just wanted to know, how do you feel about Walmart, and do you see it repeating the same trend that it did in the beginning of the year? Thank you for taking my question. Y'all have a good day.
So first of all, great question, family. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate the thoroughness in the question. What I will say is, I don't always look for it to do that. I just kind of try to pay attention to the levels, seeing like, what does it do? It did, and I always look that. I always see, you'll see a company hit an all-time high and then fall off, and then it just takes time for it to regain vibe. Now, I do know that Walmart had some unsettling news for the last earnings call it had, and I think it's just regaining that momentum. We got to play out to September, so that's why I'm not really truly tripping on it like that. I think it is somewhere around 20-something%, but I'm not too concerned about it. But I can see it. Walmart is one of those companies like Apple. And what they'll do is they'll trade sideways, they'll trade in the same range, and then you look up and then 3 days later, you're like, damn, it done hit all-time high. How did it do that? It done snuck up on you. Like, I've seen, like, Apple be pissing me off with that a lot of times, because you'll be like, bro, like, this thing is dead for 6 months. And then out of nowhere, it's the only stock in the market rallying. You know what I'm saying? You're like, what the hell? Walmart kind of does that. So yeah, I'm not mad at it. It's one of those slow grinders. But I'm just keeping my eye on it. I'm not in a danger zone with it, but it's just, you just gotta watch it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch it. Or it'll slow burn you or slow make you money. So it's definitely in that place. Let's go a little further. My gripe with prices is
Today, we shine a light on James Fortin, an African-American Revolutionary War veteran, entrepreneur, and abolitionist whose influence stretched from the battlefield to the fight against slavery. His legacy as one of the wealthiest black men of his time and a fierce advocate for black rights makes him a true legend. Let's dive into 5 powerful facts about this unsung hero. Fact 1. A Revolutionary War veteran at 14 years old. Born free in Philadelphia in 1766, Fortin joined the Continental Navy at just 14, serving on the privateer ship Royal Louis during the American Revolution. Captured by the British, he refused. An offer for freedom that required betraying his country. Instead, he endured imprisonment on a British prison ship before being released. Fact 2. A self-made business mogul. After the war, Fortin became a master sailmaker, eventually taking over the sail loft where he worked. His business grew into one of the most successful in Philadelphia, making him one of the wealthiest black men in the United States by the early 1800s. Fact 3. Abolitionist and leader in the fight against slavery. Fortin used his wealth and influence to fund the abolitionist movement. He worked alongside William Lloyd Garrison, helped found the American Anti-Slavery Society, and published pamphlets, opposing colonization efforts that aimed to send free black people to Africa. Fact 4. Advocate for black voting rights and civil liberties. Fortin fought for black voting rights, education, and equal treatment. He organized petitions against laws that restricted black rights, mentored young abolitionists, and used his fortune to support fugitive slaves seeking freedom. Fact 5. A family legacy of activism. Fortin's children and grandchildren continued his abolitionist work. His daughter, Harriet Fortin Purvis, became a women's rights activist, and his grandson, William Fortin, fought in the Civil War to end slavery.
So I like this. So I think some of the times we don't understand how much greatness came. He looked like MLK on Ozempic. Y'all are so crazy. Why did I even repeat that? Why did that stick out to me like that? Why? KG the GOAT, you on the ghost, you on timeout, bro. Bro, you I don't like you right now, bro. I just want you to know that, bro. Why would you say that, bro? Why would you say that? And why would I repeat it? Why would I repeat it? Why would I repeat that? It caught me off guard. Because I said to him, I know this nigga ain't just say that. Why did I repeat that? Why did I repeat that? Bro, y'all be getting me in trouble, bro, for the wrong reasons, man. Let's go a little further, man. Shout out to the king, man. Shout out to the king. Shout out to the king. Why did I repeat that? Why did I repeat that? Why did I repeat that? Damn. Flush me for repeating, man. Flush me for repeating.
And for the first time, it wasn't me, though. That's a good thing.
Nah, bro. Why did I repeat it, bro? That's the part that's pissing me off. It just jumped out at me like, all right, so let's go a little further, man. All right, so we having some big layoffs in tech right now. Oracle, 30,000 layoffs. Intel, 25,000 layoffs. Amazon, 16,000 layoffs. Microsoft, 9,000 layoffs. Block, 4,000 layoffs. ASML, 1,700. Ericsson, 1,600. Atlas, 1,600. Meta, 1,500. Salesforce, 1,000, yo. These are massive layoffs. And my idea and my words to you are this, y'all. These are the people, and watch what I'm about to say here, bro, and it's not a joke, but these are the people that really thought they had a safe job. You working for some of the biggest companies in the world. And these are not just warehouse jobs, these are corporate jobs that's leaving. So think about Oracle cut back 30,000 corporate jobs. Intel, 25,000 corporate jobs. Amazon, 16,000 corporate jobs. Microsoft, 9,000 corporate jobs. These are white-collar jobs. They not coming back. Then Oracle did it through an email. They wasn't even bold enough to like get you in your face and be like, hey, you gotta go. They did it via email. That's some coward shit. That's some coward crap. But at the same time, your son just bought Disney for $88 billion. You in a bidding war with Netflix for $88 billion. You personally guarantee that this money gonna be paid for. So I'm just saying, like, the people telling you to your face, screw you. Right? I'm just being real with y'all. Like, let's just have a conversation right here, family. Right? They got people like 2 years from retirement got laid off. 30,000 people, bro. That's a small town. How many people in Mangrum, cuz? Little country town where our people originally from, that cuz go to all the time, 6,000 people in that town. Where our ancestors like from, and like 6,000 people in that town. 30,000 people is a small town, bro. So it's 30,000 people that lost their job. Now watch this. What they do well is no longer in the workforce. Think about that. What they do well is no longer in the workforce. So here's what I'm about to tell you, y'all. I've said this. And people think I'm crazy when I say this. There's going to be a world where government assistance will be the main source of income for more than 40 to 50% of Americans. Because jobs won't exist. Certain jobs won't exist. Certain jobs will not exist. And the only way you're going to be able to eat is by depending on the government. Now watch this. Notice this. Donald Trump's wealth has increased by 133%. Dude has made almost $3 billion since he's been in office. But notice what he's done. He's got ownership in companies that are paving the new world. Intel. I think he did something with AMD. He did something with these precious metals companies, right? But his people are getting rich. So there's no crime against laying off 30,000 people, but how can you expect America to grow when 30,000 people gets laid off and Jerome Powell says we had net zero jobs gained the last quarter? I just want people to understand something. I'm going to just be real right here. I like getting into geopolitics, but not politics. I like talking about stuff that's happening around the world, but I don't be liking to get into the voters' rights and American stuff because people be too opinionated and people be too vested into it. And I think and because people don't have conflict resolution, they don't know how to talk. But I'm going to say this, bro. There's no way. I'm going to just keep it 100% real, right? It's 100. There's no way you can honestly tell me you voted for Donald Trump and you are happy about the way this world has been running the last 2 years. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way that you can say you voted for him in this election and say, damn, bro, like, I'm really still confident in that vote. If you saying that, then that means you just as egotistical as him and you don't see where you messed up at. They said jobs were up the last quarter. No, they didn't. They said, go look at it. Jerome Powell said net zero jobs. Go look at it. Matter of fact, don't we got that That clip, well, we said Jerome Powell said there's net zero jobs. That was the last time, I think we said it last week or week before last. Look for that, Jose. I think we have it. I think I sent it to Steve. We had net zero jobs because I remember talking about it. That means we had no gaining of jobs. That means for how many people that got a job, that many people lost a job. That is not supposed to happen. Do we have that clip? I think it was from last week or the week before that. You feel me? So we didn't grow jobs. We didn't grow jobs. That's not good. That's not good. We had net zero jobs. I got the clip for y'all. Don't even trip on it. We got the clip. And if we don't got the clip, I'll send it to him right quick so he can get the clip. We had net zero jobs. Net zero. And I think we did that. I'll send that to Steve. Here we go. Tell her I sent it to him just now. Tell Steve I just sent it to him. I love that. If we can't find it, Jose, and I'll send it to your DM too. Net zero jobs. Net zero jobs. Net zero jobs. All you gotta do if you want to see it right here, just go look on Instagram and Google net zero jobs. Net zero jobs created. So that means for as many jobs that was created, we also had that many jobs lost. That's what net zero mean. We also had an economy that shrunk. We only had growth by 0.4%. So this is where stagflation comes in. Stagflation comes in when you have no growth in the economy, you have no job growth, but you also have inflation that's high. That is where stagflation comes in at. That is the worst possible scenario. You know why? Because now the Fed it's stuck between a rock and a hard place. So to go for the Fed gonna always say we have a dual mandate. A dual mandate means this: we have price stability and job creation, meaning we keep inflation in a way where people can afford to buy stuff and we keep jobs available. When they can't do neither or, they would rather just have a recession so we can reset the whole thing. So that is not a good situation for us. Stagflation is the worst possible outcome. Talk to me, Sean.
Recession, like if they're caught between that rock and a hard place, why would they rather have a recession?
Because what a recession allows you to do is reset everything. So what happens is you have a recession, what happens is now you can get rid of the inflation. Why? People ain't spending money. So if people ain't spending money, we can get rid of all the old money. Yeah. Right? Then a lot of the, what would you call it? Bloat that was in the economy. It's like you get a recession allows you to, I won't say shit it out, but I'm gonna kind of use another word for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what recessions allow you to do. Recessions allow for all the bloat that was in it, it allows you to start fresh. So now what a recession mean, people ain't spending no money. So we get to burn and get rid of all that old money, all of that debt get to go away. All of these, again, now it hurts because people don't have jobs. It hurts because people get to lose homes. But what happens is in the economy that's booming, people overspend. And as time goes on, that has to stop. And then what really hurt was you put $6 trillion into the economy, watch this, to try to help people, but at the same time, you know you was feeding your pockets as well. So you put the $6 trillion in the economy to keep because honestly, we were supposed to have a full-fledged recession during the pandemic. There you go, purge the old money. That's a good way to say it, purge it. Right? So we were supposed to have a full-fledged recession during the pandemic. Remember, we had 2 negative quarters and the people said, it's not technically a recession. We're like, no, it's 2 negative quarters, recession. But when they start injecting that money, because remember, America is a what? consumer-based economy. Well, consumers need to spend. Well, what do? We print money to do what? Make people keep spending. Well, where that money gonna go at if we sitting inside all day? Well, you're gonna go where? You're gonna go online. It ain't gonna go to paying bills because it's free money. You can't give people free money. And so what happened was during the pandemic, the wealthy increased their wealth by 2.5 times. What? 2.5 times? Think about this. During the pandemic, the richest man in the world was Bernard Arnault. Who is that, Trap? That is the man who owns Louis Vuitton, Moet, and Hennessy, Tiffany Company, Fendi, Christian Dior. The richest man in the world during the pandemic. What? Not a tech company? No. A luxury goods company. He became the richest man in the world. Why? Because everybody sitting at home buying what? Louis Vuitton. And Atlanta is wide open. Bernard Arnault. Now, again, recessions, I'm going to say this and I don't want you to take this wrong. Recessions are healthy recalibrations. They are necessary. It's just like a bear market. The problem with that is people got to get hurt. Why? Because when the economy is booming, people disregard spending habits. People have poor hygienes in bull markets. This is why the idea of Joseph saying, hey, we got to stack for 7 years because we about to go through this recession. That's all the drought was. The famine was a recession. So we got to stack for the recession. This is why even the word says, follow the ant, you sluggard, because the ant without a boss stacks in the summer and prepares for the winter. The problem is we think it's going to always be a financial summer until we get to the financial winter. Now we're like, oh, the government don't want to help me. Well, really, the government don't want to put you in that situation. Because recessions, watch this, y'all, and I'm going to move on with this. Watch this. Recessions only hurt people at the bottom. Because wealthy people don't care about gas prices. Only time they look at gas prices when they're trying to fuel the jet. They don't care about the cost of milk. They don't care about the cost of eggs. You ain't saw one, and I'm not even saying me, because I'm like, hey, let me check. I don't care what people say. I'm not in the 1%. I don't got billions. Cause what they talking about? That ain't me. I ain't my life. Every night I got to, hey, what them eggs called? Get a deal. Right? So, wealthy people, I can promise you, they not worrying about the price of eggs. You know who worrying about the price of eggs? The people that got to eat egg and rice when shit get real. They not worrying about buying gas is not a life or death decision. If it's $5, $8, $10, $12, guess what they gonna still do? They gonna buy the gas. Because they probably not even driving to work. They got their driver driving to work, and they just drive the Bentley or the Ferrari or the Porsche on the weekend when they feel like it. Because they're going to Saint-Tropez, whether there's a recession or not. They're going to Monaco, whether there's a recession or not. They're going to play golf in some private golf club and say what deals are on sale, whether there's a recession or not. You know who worrying about a recession? Us. You know why? Because it's a decision to make. Do we get food or do we get gas? Do we get the light bill? Do we get an extension? Do we put it on layaway? These are the shit we got. Do we got noodles? Do we got what we call this? We got the struggle meals? Are we eating egg and rice? Are we eating, what we eating? So recessions don't hurt people at the top. They hurt people at the bottom. They hurt people in the middle. So we got to adapt better financial hygiene. We got to learn that when the market's running, we got to not be trying to go buy everything. Hey, let me put up right now. Let me stack. This shit real, y'all. We have fun, we joke, we laugh, we play, but this shit is real, yo. We are watching the have and have-nots evolve right before our eyes, more now than ever before. You know why? Because it ain't easy now to go get a job. Robots are here. We already see what AI doing. What happens when the humanoid come? Because you know they working on that next. What happened when the humanoid come? And ain't nobody safe. I want you to understand that. Nobody is safe. Because the wealthy position the world to what benefits them the most. The wealthy positions the world every time for what positions them the best. Think about this, y'all. Never in our lifetime have we ever thought that we would see a man be a trillionaire. And we are looking at it happen right before our eyes. He has worked more than about 95% of the companies on the stock market. Make this make sense. I'm not hating on it, because that just means the money machine still works. But I'm just telling you, this is not the time to be bullshitting. This is the time to be learning how to trade, how to buy real estate, how to buy laundromats, how to buy storage units. This is what you gotta learn. This is what you gotta learn. This is what you gotta learn, y'all. There's a couple more skills inside of there. Just ain't registering to my head right now. Because if not, you're gonna be waiting on the government to give you a check every month. Let me go a little further. Watch this. The biggest pay cut in America. Financial literacy is now a survival tool. Purchasing power is simply how much money can actually buy. Example, a meal costs $10. Later, it costs $15. Your same $100 now buys fewer meals. If your income raises faster than inflation, purchasing power increases. If it raises slower, you are effectively getting poorer. This is why people invest in stocks, real estate, crypto, not just to make money, but to stay ahead of inflation, y'all. That's why I keep saying I want Chris to win so bad. I know Chris got a couple M's in crypto. I want him to win so bad. He positioning himself. And the problem is right here, you're looked at as stupid until it works. Oh, man, he buying that, he tripping until we get to 2030, and then Bitcoin is at $175,000, and now you're like, damn, I should have bought it when it was 60.
Now you a genius. I said, now you a genius.
You
Why they
feel
look
me?
at you crazy?
Instead of understanding, that's the cycle. And here's the thing, y'all, and I'm gonna move on to this. You gotta endure the cycle today so that you can thrive in the cycle tomorrow. You gotta endure the pain of the cycle today so that you can thrive in the cycle tomorrow. How many people right now saying, damn, dog, I should have really invested more money during the pandemic? Come on, we know it. We know it. We know it. If you being real, you like, damn, dog, imagine getting NVIDIA during the pandemic. Imagine getting freaking Palantir at $7. Imagine. Goldman Sachs. Now, I got Goldman Sachs at $150. It's 2018. My first buying of Microsoft, $89, but I ain't had the money I got now. Now, the problem is you looking at right now and you ain't seeing 2035. Watch this. The 2035 version of you is praying that you make the right financial decisions today. But the problem is you can't see 2035. You can't see that far because you're looking at right now. Instead of just being like, bruh, watch this. You ain't focusing on trading enough right now. You want to make the million right now. You want to make the 7 figures right now and saying, what's the system that I need to be adapting right now so that I know I can create consistent income later? What's the consistency I need to learn in business now so that when everybody else selling their businesses, I'm still consistent? What do I need to learn in real estate right now? That way I can learn how to get into real estate, because when this shit do go belly upside down, I'm going to be able to get $1 million house for $350,000 because people won't just get out of it. The system got to keep going. But you got to be willing to deal with the pain of the cycle now so you can thrive in it later. This is where billionaires get birthed. This is why I kept saying, hey, y'all, we ain't tripping on trading right now. We can go buy and hold right now for these 5, 6, 7 weeks. But on the other side of this, we know one thing. We've increased our net worth here. We still putting money there. And so when the market flips, guess what? We ready for that too. It's being able to play the cycle, but one of the biggest issues is we let social media put unnecessary pressure on what we need to be doing right now. Because we don't see the future. Man, I gotta win big now. No, you don't. You gotta find out to be consistent right now. How do we limit the losses right now? How do we know exactly when to get into play right now? How do we know when to exit the play right now? How do we know what confirmation is right now? How do I read volume right now? How do I find one strategy working for 2 years in a row? How do I not get strategy fatigue? How do I not jump? I ain't even mastered buying whole yet. Now I'm ready to go to futures. I don't even know how to buy stock right, but I'm ready to make $1 million. I ain't learned how to leap trade. I'm trying to day trade. I ain't learned how to swing trade. I'm ready. You gonna have style fatigue instead of saying, let me stick to this one thing for a year to 18 months, consistently learning it, and now I can move. But the problem is I won't quit my job now. Because social media made me say, I don't want to work for nobody. Well, before that, the goal was to get a job. I can't work for nobody. You can't work for yourself. Because every day you get up, you got the opportunity to work for yourself. You ain't even consistent. You can't get up at the same time every day and consistent. You can't make your bed up every day consistently. You can't go to the gym every day consistently. You can't even eat right consistently. Imagine what it's like to work for yourself consistently. Just imagine that. I want you to think about that for yourself. Like, if your sole dependence in life was based on you being consistent, bro, like, if you had to give yourself an A or F right now, be honest. You don't got to put it in the chat. Be honest what you would give yourself. Bro, like, am I consistent with, like, getting up every day at 6 o'clock, bro? Like, damn. Am I consistent with, like, just eating right every day? When I get frustrated, do I just start eating shit I don't got no business eating? Do I start binge eating? I say I ain't gonna eat no bread for 30 days, but as soon as I get frustrated, I'll go get me a sandwich. I say I ain't gonna eat no sweets for 30 days, but as soon as I get pissed off or somebody make me mad or I argue with somebody on Instagram, now I'm eating cookies and chips as a guilty pleasure. I said I was gonna work out every day. Like, you ain't even stuck to your New Year's resolution. You been gave up on that second week of February. Before Martin Luther King's birthday, you was off that. You was back on 2025 you. So imagine what it's going to be like to work for yourself. I'm going to use my own company as an example. Every day somebody in my company asks me to spend some money on something. And I'm not saying that what they saying ain't right, but I got to make the decision to say, hey, right now I ain't spending no money on that. I don't care how mad you is at me. I ain't spending no money on that, because if I spend money on that right now, I'm looking 3 years aligned and I know we trying to build. I don't got the money to spend on that right now. Not saying it ain't needed, not saying it ain't worth it, and I know it's going to help you, but I'm looking at to make sure you keep getting a check for the next 6 months until that's the right time to get that. While you sleeping, I'm in here doing what I got to do to make sure you keep getting a check. When you leaving, I'm not mad at you believing, but I can't leave when you leave because it's my vision. So I gotta make sure this note get paid. I gotta make sure you get paid because I don't want to fire nobody. And I see 30,000 people just got fired. And trust me, I promise you, I can easily say, hey, all I need is this, this, and this. Everybody else, I'm good. I can say that, yo, but that ain't gonna help the vision. So imagine what you gotta do to keep that business running. You ain't even consistent. And I'm gonna be real with you. I still make goddamn mistakes. Imagine what you keep saying, I can't work for nobody, but you don't even realize how working for somebody is the only goddamn structure that you got in your life. The only structure you got in your life is getting up, going clock on them people clock. That's the only structure you got. You don't stick to nothing else. So you sure you really want to work for somebody? You sure you really want to work for yourself? Because when you work for yourself, I'm just sleeping late today. Instagram sell that story. Oh, I work for myself so I can just travel and make passive money. Shut up. Oh, I'm gonna just make this, I can make this money from anywhere. Shut up. You want to be a trader full time? Guess what you got to do? You got to study charts like there's no tomorrow. Guess what you got to do? You got to look at 5,000 goddamn charts so you can understand what's going on. Guess what you got to do? On Sundays, instead of going to the party, guess what you got to do? Here's my watch list for the week. Guess what you got to also do? You got to have a bunch of articles so you can know what the hell going on. Guess what else you got to do? You got to go read this. Guess what you got to do? You got to get mentored from somebody who know more than you know because you're trying to learn on the fly. That's what you gotta do. All right, you wanna learn off YouTube. Guess what? You gotta look at 10,000 hours worth of YouTube content. Cause the people done told you, I ain't gonna buy no course. I can just go get it off YouTube. Guess what you gotta do? You gotta look at 10,000 YouTube hours. You gotta go through one person page and look at all the videos they made. Every day, you gotta have 8 notebooks. You gotta learn it. You gotta live it. You gotta breathe it. Ain't no partying. Ain't no going out. Ain't no sex right now. It's God and money. You ain't willing to do that. You just want to open the laptop and 100% return. I'm good. And guess what they ain't tell you? Yep, you're a live day trader. You're a day trader full time. But guess what else you got to learn how to do? For every trade you make, you got to also put 30% on the side for what? Taxes, because that's called short-term capital gains. They get taxed at 32%. So you made $100. Guess what? You got to put $33 on the side. So that $100 a day that they talk about you made, yeah, you only made 70. Make $100 a day. Yeah, all right, cool. Make $100 a day. You made 70. Yeah, you made 70. You made 70. So, if it ain't buying you information, access, and assets, you should not be doing it. Don't let this world tell you you should be working for yourself. Oh, working for somebody is being on a plantation. I be damned. I can't do this shit by myself. I take pride in paying my people to help me build. They don't work for me. You help me build some shit that's going to impact the world. Don't you ever say you work for me. No, you don't. If anything, I work for your ass. I got to work my ass off to make sure I can pay you. If anything, I work for the people that watch Trappin' too. If anything, I work for everybody who come here. I'm the slave to their ass. And I'm not saying it in a bad way because they do the stuff that I don't do. I don't do one camera. So I just want to put it in perspective for you that stop letting these people on Instagram sell you this bullshit about entrepreneurship and all this dumbass stuff. Oh, you can be a digital millionaire. Shut up. Shut up. Get some discipline about yourself before you even think about entrepreneurship. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, bro, what am I doing wrong? Where my weak spots at? And work on that shit for 6 months to a year before you decide to quit the job. You won't quit the job because you don't want nobody to tell you what to do. They don't got shit to do with them. That got something to do with you because you letting Instagram slowly but surely move your perspective when before social media, you kept saying, I want to go to school and get a good job. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. It's you got to get a good job and you got to do some other stuff. You got to get a good job and you got to learn how to trade. You got to get a good job and you got to learn how to invest in real estate. You got to get a good job and you got to start a small business. It's the job and. Because the job becomes the investor. But guess what? You ain't got no discipline. Because every time you see Rihanna drop, or every time you see Beyonce, you got to go get that. You can't say no. Oh, I just be self-therapy. I just got to spend I work so hard. I need to spend to get the edge off. And that's why we can't go where you need to go at. And that's why trading gonna kill you. Because when it's good in trading, that's when you gotta stack the most. Because here's what I do know. That drought coming. The 3 trades in a row that you're gonna lose. The 4 trades in a row that you're gonna lose. The 5 trades in a row that you're gonna lose. When you start looking at the computer like, I don't really know if I can really do this shit. And you gotta dig yourself up out of that hole. So let's do 1-800-TRAPPER hotline, man.
Hey, I have a tax refund question. So I would like to take about half of mine, which is going to be about $5,000 to $6,000, and allocate it towards the market. What I've done already with some of it is got all my little niggerish stuff out the way. And I put an extra principal payment towards my mortgage and my car note. So I would like to see what your opinion would be. I know you made a video on it previously, but just with the shift in things, how would you allocate it between a high yield savings, have E-Trade for buy and hold, and then Charles Schwab for trading? So how would you now allocate that extra? Also, I funnel money going in there. I do Spark deliveries on the side, just based off some other things you said. I'm also a teacher. So the Spark deliveries, I have 30% of those savings going directly into my buy and my brokerage account. So money is just ready when it's there. And so if anybody else is looking for a way to fund those accounts and you just have a little extra time, good thing. But yeah, that's my question.
I gotta take notes.
Yeah, I figured that.
I had to grab my tablet.
Yeah, she's like, look, I got money coming in from.
Yeah. I just thought that money hit.
You know what I'm saying? Diversify.
Yeah. So I need
Diversify
to.
your bonds.
Yeah. I need to run it back, Queen.
Run it back.
Run it back.
Hey, I have a tax refund question. So I would like to take about half of mine, which is
Stop
going
right
to be
there.
about
Half of
$5,000
what?
to $6,000, and allocate it towards.
Half of what?
Half of her tax refund.
Did she say how? Oh, she said half a fund.
Her refund. She got $6,000 coming back.
All right.
So she gonna take like $3,000.
She want to take half of it and put it in the market.
I think that's what she was saying.
I think that's the part that hit me when she said I got half a bond. I was like, what is that? All right, go back. All right, let's start it over.
One question. So I would like to take about half of mine.
Stop
Which is
it.
going to be about.
What'd she say right there? Half of mine.
Yeah.
Okay, half of mine. Okay. Oh, let's go.
$5,000 to $6,000, and allocate it towards the market. What I've done already with some of it is got all my little niggerish stuff out the way. And I put an extra principal payment towards my mortgage and my car note. So I would like to see what your opinion would be. I know you made a video on it previously, but just with the shift in things, how would you allocate it between a high yield savings, have E-Trade for buy and hold, and then Charles Schwab for trading? So how would you now allocate that extra? Also, I funnel money going in there. I do Spark deliveries on the side.
Stop right there.
Just based off some other things you.
Stop right there. She funnel money from where?
Spark deliveries. So I think that's Amazon or Walmart. Yeah, gig stuff. So she like, hey, 30% going.
And how much you said?
30%.
30% of that?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
She said 30% of that go where?
I don't know what she said she put.
All right, go.
Yeah. Buy and hold, buy and hold. Yep.
30% of that go to buy and hold. All right, come on.
Just based off some other things you said, I'm also a teacher. So the smart deliveries, I have 30% of those savings going directly into my buy and my brokerage account. So money is just ready when it's there. And so if anybody else is looking for a way to fund those accounts and you just have a little extra time, good thing. But yeah, that's my question.
Okay, I got it. I had to make sure the queen came. I like when they come stacked.
Hey, look, we had to do homework. We worked together like, hey, wait, whoa, run that back. Screen.
All right, so let me get it right. So $5,000 to $6,000 from taxes. So first of all, queen, that's an amazing sweater dress thing you got going on. I like it. I like it. I like it. Great question. So we got a teacher. We got a teacher. Tax refund of $5,000 to $6,000. She spent some of that to get her nigga shit out the way. Right. So I'm guessing that's about $1,500. Right. We good $1,500. Right. So
little razzle dazzle.
Little razzle dazzle. Little perfume, and so I'm not gonna try to act smart off the top of my head. So we're gonna go 6,000 because she said between 5,000 and 6,000. So she didn't want to give us no exact number. So we're gonna go 5,700. Go 5,700, and we're gonna take away 1,500. So she got 4,200. Right? She got 4,200, and then she said, I put a little bit toward my mortgage and a little bit toward my car note. Right? So a little bit means maybe 1,200. 2,000?
Let's go with the 1,200.
So say about 1,500.
Let's do 15. All right, 15.
1,500, another 1,500. So now we got 2,700 left. All right? So we got 2,700 left. All right, we got 2,700 left, and then we got 30% coming from the smart delivery. But she didn't tell us no number on that. All right, so we're gonna just say 30%.
It must be lucrative because she even gave that little disclaimer at
She
the end,
said-
like, hey, you got some time?
She said if
You might want to dibble or dabble.
all right, she did that. All right, so 30%, we don't know what the 30% is. So we'll just say 30% is as a teacher. So as a teacher, she working 40 hours a week. So we're gonna say smart delivery, 30%. Let's say smart delivery, she's doing another $500 a week. Say about 500. We just guessing, queen. We're not trying to say you broke. We're not trying to say none of that. We just saying $500 a week is fair. I like an extra 500 a week. Right, so she's gonna say 30% of that. Right, 30% of that is what? How much? 170? So we go 170.
Wait, I think she in the chat talking about she got 5 to 6 left.
Oh, so she got 6K left after the nigga shit and
After everything. Wait, she let us do all this math, all this homework.
Man, run it back,
and
man.
she in the chat. No, she in the chat right
She
now.
in the chat.
Bruh. 5 to 6.
Man, I want to see it again.
After all that.
Run it back one more time. Run it back, god damn it. We're going to get this right, queen.
Hey, I have a tax refund question. So I would like to take about half of mine, which is going to be about $5,000 to $6,000,
All right, stop
and
right there.
allocate it towards the market. What I've
So
done
she-
already.
so stop, Benton. Stop. Stop, God. Stop the tape. Shit. And see, you a smart teacher because you got us with all these. That's how you be teaching them children. You be making them use their brain. I'm 44. I got a lot going on, queen. You running these riddles around me, right? Where is Waldo? Like, what the hell? Shit, what do you got on? All right, so she says she got 5 or 6 left.
Yeah, that's what she got to play with.
She got 5 or 6 left to put in the account. Okay, so 5 or 6 mean we gonna go 55 because she putting us in the middle. She don't want to give us, she's speaking in riddles. All right, so she took the nigga stuff out, and then she took the mortgage in the, so we got 5,500. All right, we're gonna go 5,500. All right, we got you, Queen. Yeah, she got me working here.
Right, she got it.
Don't
Look, the
nobody
people
call
in the
with
chat
this riddle
got
no more.
notes too.
Nobody, if you call her with a riddle like this, you better give me them numbers straight. I ain't Dave Ramsey. It's me. I don't got the team. We not, and Jose don't let me pre-screen these, so he drop it on me live.
12K back from Texas, kind of crazy too.
All right, so she got 5,500 plus. We're gonna go 30% of the smart 500 is you're saying 170. All right, so we got 170. So we're gonna go 5,500 plus 170. So we're looking at 5,670. All right. Now I want to do something. So she said about 30% of that is it weekly or monthly? So all right, so we gotta go 170 times 4. So that's 680 plus 5,500. So we talking about 6,180 now. I like what come on, Queen, we got you. Right, you making us work, but it's okay. We here for you. All right, so we going 6,180. That's what we doing. Everybody cool with that? We cool with that.
Somebody said she gonna send you to the store confused.
Facts. Facts. And then say, and don't come back without my and bring back my change.
Right,
All right, so we talking 5,680. We want to put it in a high yield savings account. We want to put some in a high yield savings, and we want to invest the rest. We cool with that. We like what we got right here. All right, so here's what I would like to do with that. Of that, I would like to take I want to go 2,500. Here we go. I'm going to go 2,500 in the high yield savings. I'm going to go 2,500 in the high yield savings, right? You're going to get 4 to 5% on that. Now, the thing about that is that ain't going to break the bank. But what it is going to do is you're going to compound that. It's going to keep on working for you regardless. That's your money machine. That's the bank giving you money for holding your money. We like that. We ain't going to break the bank on that. But think about this. Once they give you that full 5%, next year's going to keep doing the same. So we're going to keep doing that. And now the compound on that is what we going to live at, right? So we like that. So now that leaves us with 3,680. We like 3,680. We like 3,680. So now you said we want to use dividends you want to use ETFs and dividends. I like what we doing here. You know why we want to do this? Man, I don't like that. They say, bro, I would have failed her class. I definitely would have cheated on a pretty girl paper, for sure. Find a pretty girl to cheat on her paper, you hear me? All right, so we got 3,680 left. So of the 3,680, we got to ask ourselves how we want to play. Because you a school teacher, I'm going to say you already plan for a retirement passive income state. That's what I'm going to give you right now. I'm giving you giving me retirement. I want my retirement because these kids get on my goddamn nerve at some point. That's what you're giving me. You're giving me, I love these kids, but when I get a little older, they going to be getting on my nerve, right? Either I'm going to go to the principal, right? You giving me that. I like that for you. The dress says I got patience right now, but I ain't going to have patience too much longer. And I don't like dealing with their mama who think their children always right. That's what you're giving me right now. I like it. I like the map saying I'm going to send you ass to one of these continents if you come here playing with me. That's what I see on the back right there. So 3,680, what I see happening is we going to go, watch this here. We going to take, of the 3,680, we going to take another 1,000 and we going to go dividend. Watch this though. We not going dividend ETF. We going dividend stock. We looking for some type of dividend stock that pays anywhere between 3 to 4%. Watch me here. That means we got $26.80 left. We got $26.80 left. I'm going to take that $1,000, and now my goal is to start this dividend position. Watch me here. Now, every time I get that 30%, I'm taking that 30% that I'm getting every time I get paid every week. 2 of those 30% if I get paid for that is going to that dividend stock no matter what the price is. We're going to stuff that. As long as you're doing smart delivery, every time we get paid from that 30% of that, we putting 2 of those 30% inside of that dividend stock, and we're going to keep stuffing that. Now, we're going to go get back to our 260, 2680. Of the 2680, we're going to take another 1,000, and we're going to put that inside of some type of growth stock. We're going to start a position there. Why? Because the dividend is going to pay us passive. We're going to stuff that, and now we're going to take that next 1,000 and go growth with it, meaning something that's growing fast, technology, medical devices, cybersecurity. We going that way with it. We not doing nothing passive. We not going Coca-Cola. We not going Home Depot. We going AVGO. We going Palantir. We going something in that area. We going that way somewhere. So here's what we gonna do with that. We're gonna invest the first 1,000, the next 1,000 in there, and then the other 15% from the 30, we're gonna stack there too. For this one, we're gonna do what's called dollar cost averaging, or we're gonna average down. And the reason why I'm not mad at the dollar cost averaging here is because the goal here is to just build a position up. That's what we're gonna do, because we starting with 1,000. So we wanna build that position up. So we're gonna build that position up, we're gonna set a goal. We're gonna say, hey, once I get this position in this growth to $5,000, or, watch the number I'm gonna say here, I would rather you do this. Once I get 25 to 50 shares, I stop stuffing. Watch what I say here. Because now once we get 50 shares, we now build another position in another growth stock. Our goal is to have 3 growth stocks and 3 dividend-paying companies, which is going to give us 6 stocks in total that we now going to take turns using the smart delivery and using the cash we put on the side in there. Now, Trap, I'm still sitting on $1,680. What I'm going to do with that? That's our load the clip money. We don't want to be 100% invested. We want to have some money on the side so that when the market dips on us, we can say, hey, I can create another starter position. I can add to what I already have incrementally, never all at once. We never want to have 0 dry powder sitting on the side. Somebody say, what stocks though? It's up to her. I don't know her position. So you got to do some of the work if I give you the blueprint. You got to do some of the work if I give you the blueprint. So that's what we doing, Queen. That's how we going to play this out. We're going to put $1,000 in one dividend stock, and then 30% of that smart money, we're going to stuff over there. We're going to take another 1,000 and put into a growth stock, and we're going to take the other 30% and stuff in there. Our goal for the growth stock is to say once we get 25 to 50 shares, we find one more growth stock, and we follow the same pattern. Once we follow that pattern, we keep pushing that till we get 50, and then we do it with the dividend stock. And with the dividend, we're doing the same thing. And the goal now is to just build those positions, and we build them until we get to 1,000 shares. Trap, that's a lot of shares. Well, guess what? It's going to take a lot of shares to build wealth. We starting from the bottom up. We're going brick by brick. Now, the 1,680, we're going to use that from our paycheck or for whatever else we're doing. We're going to say, now we're going to automate 5, 10, 15% to what we're going to do. Now, the next time we get taxes, we follow the same blueprint until we build these portfolios out. Now, what happens is we have, for the dividend stocks, we want to make sure that we are reinvesting all of those dividends, DRIP, dividend reinvestment plan. Why? Because now those dividends buy us most shares of the companies that we already own. So now when you do retire, you can now have passive income from those dividends, and you can have growth and you can increase your net worth. And that's what I will be doing, Queen.
Let's go.
That's what I will be doing, Queen. So I appreciate you for trusting me and asking me that question.
Now we always got to put little disclaimers up real quick.
All right. So, with that being said, man, listen, I think it was a phenomenal show. I think it was a great show. I think it was an amazing show. Thank you for that question at the end. Second of all, man, make sure you are tapped in. Come join the Patreon, because it's time. It's go time. Make sure you, if you want to check in with us tomorrow on the 8 for our live thing, it is $6.97. Clapping, you will get that replay, and I promise you, we going futures, we going stocks, we going options, we listen at what you got, so that's gonna be crazy as well. Make sure you get your merch. It is that time. Jose hit me and said, Trap, we are 150 on the podcast things. I need y'all to go to Apple Podcasts, download all the episodes you can, review them, leave a comment. I told Jose our goal is to get in the top 50 by the end of the year. We want to be in the top 25. We can't do that without y'all. I got to do a better job at leading y'all to it in my stories. Go do that. Also, man, go to the Wall Street Trapper YouTube, like, subscribe, and share. And go on Instagram and check out this new piece of content we dropping. We dropping some new content. The idea behind it is showing the evolution of a trapper. We got a series we dropping outside of financial content. I feel like I found my lane with that. Jose was in this thing doing backflips when he see me drop that. So other than that, man, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Without y'all, there is no us, man. We'll see y'all next week, same time, same place. Salute.